Dynamos! Hello, 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 and welcome to the place where you belong. This is Mod Pod Studio, and you're watching Mod Pod Studio Live presents Gals, Gays, and Days, either on YouTube or Twitch. We welcome you. I know what you're thinking. Something seems different, right? We have Rachel in the audience, our hair and makeup expert, and today we're going to be doing a segment on eyelashes, obviously. Mariah is here as well, and our engineering department, the director of production. You know how we do here. So this will be explained in a couple of hours. We hope you stay tuned for all of that. But first, let's get right into the Rainbow Press. This just in, fans. JD's got eyelashes. No, I was kidding. I took them off, see? All right, so I know you guys are probably thinking about the same thing just about everybody else in the country is thinking, right? Mm-hmm. What's happening with the Super Bowl? Everybody in Los Angeles is talking about this right now, even as far east as Pasadena, where we are. And I just wanted to make sure that everybody out there knew there is a ton of gay connection to the Super Bowl.
Let's go.
For sure, right?
Let's go.
It's the gay Super Bowl. How many of this year's players that are playing in the Super Bowl would you say are gay?
Outed or like
just out, totally
okay.
living life
Exactly,
openly?
though.
That is a zero.
Okay,
that number is
go.
zero.
There we go.
There are exactly zero out players in this current Super Bowl. But there have been 4 gay players in previous Super Bowls. None of them were out when they played in the Super Bowl, but they were ultimately they came out. Actually, the first back in 1972, Jerry Smith, who played for the Redskins, he was a tight end. He never actually officially came out, but plenty of people knew his story and said it. He ultimately passed away from AIDS. But you'll be seeing more on each of those 4 players in our Mindful Moments today, because we are dedicating today's Mindful Moments to the 4 gay Super Bowl players. All right, but in addition to them, many more connections. How many, I'm asking Mariah and you, Miss Rachel, how many currently in the whole NFL out gay players do you think there are?
1.
Less than 5.
Okay, you build the assets for this show, so I don't know if it's totally fair for you to be in the competition.
There could have been more. I just knew
Right.
of 1.
Right. No.
I'm working out some of those applause. So you're right. The answer is 1, and his name is Carl Nassib. He is just so terrible on the eyes. I don't know how anybody could look at him.
Wow.
So handsome. I jest. Let's see. Can you please Google Carl Nassib's boyfriend, Rachel? Let's see if that's a thing. Okay.
I'm on it.
No. All right. So Carl Nassib plays for the Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders. He is currently the only openly gay player in the NFL. I thought he was a kicker when I first saw this story, but it turns out he is a defensive end, which is not JD through the 80s. It is something entirely different. I had to look it up. I know. I mean, the gay community is laughing with me. The defensive end position is this position has designated the players as each. Oh my God, I'm killing this. A defensive end is a position in the sport of gridiron football, and it is I guess they're on the field during defense. I don't know. I'm not. What am I even talking about? Let's just skip that part of the story, and instead focus.
What color are we rooting for?
Exactly. He was honored just this week, just yesterday actually, at the NFL Honors, which is now an annual event that happens before the Super Bowl, where different leaders from the NFL come out and they, give shout outs and kudos to all the players that have made some significant contribution over the year. And Carl Nassib, he wasn't there, but they did a 6-minute segment hosted by Hall of Fame wide receiver Michael Irvin. And it was at the YouTube Theater, which is down in Inglewood, right next to SoFi, which is where they're having the Super Bowl this year. And it was a big shout out to how Carl Nassib's coming out of the closet has been a big influence in the LGBTQ community and a big inspiration to other sports people around the globe to come out.
That's so cool.
I mean, bravo for, not laughter. We want applause.
Clapping.
Applause.
Yay.
There we go. Good job, Carl Nassib. I appreciate the heck out of this story. What do you think it's like? What do you think it's really like for him? I mean, this guy is pretty brave.
I mean, football is a man's sport. It's the boy's, the man's man, you know? So that's really, I think it's really cool.
I bristle at that
I know.
description of anything.
I know.
There's nothing that's a man's or a woman's, not
Right.
anymore, not to me.
Right.
I'm really looking forward to breaking down some of those gender stereotypes.
But it's true. Like a lot of
Absolutely.
football fans
Yeah.
do still have that mindset.
Absolutely.
Like I'm
I-
sure there are a lot of people, fans of the sport, that are like not down.
No.
And I can
Oh,
imagine that it's
absolutely.
been. I haven't seen anything personally, but I imagine there's been a lot of debate.
Right.
Yeah.
He has come out to say that he's felt a lot of support and that he's really felt that, he doesn't have any regrets about the decision. So
Amazing.
I
Love that.
I wonder though, like, in doing the research for this story, Gay Connections to the Super Bowl, the former coach of the Bengals, which is the team, if you don't know, like many of us didn't, it's the LA Rams versus the Cincinnati Bengals.
You say the Bengals, and I think the band.
Yes.
or the bracelet.
Yes.
Manic Monday and shit. Like
Yeah.
the Bengals.
They're playing the
Walk
band.
like an Egyptian.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's like the
Oh,
first
yes.
thing that comes to mind for
Is
me.
this
Sorry, all the football
burning?
fans out there.
That was not 7 Notes. Don't sue me. An Eternal Flame, in that song. Oh, I love the
Yeah.
Bengals. But yeah, these are the Cincinnati Bengals. They're a
Right.
football team. Football is the sport where they say things like touchdown and
Throw around the pigskin.
go. Yeah, let's throw on the pigskin. What's your favorite football saying, Mariah? That's exactly. That's how many we.
Perfect.
First and 10.
First
Yeah,
down.
Pike.
Home run. Wait, no, wrong sport.
Wrong sport.
I can't believe I just said that. Touchdown. Oh my gosh. No, what's the thing with like a field goal?
Yeah.
Goal. So Carl Nassib is a real big hero and joins a very, very, very elite group of out NFL players. But he wasn't the very first one. Oh, by the way, those who care, the Raiders finished the season 10-7. And they made it to the playoffs for the first time since 2016.
Wow.
I bet it's because of that amazing out gay defensive end
Absolutely.
they had. that
Who
took him
does
there.
have a boyfriend, by the way?
He
I did look it
does.
up. As of Thanksgiving, he has a boyfriend.
Oh, well, that was true for a lot of us.
Well,
Oh.
We need like a ooh.
what?
By the way, shout out to two special people in the house today. Becky and Taylor are here learning about the Mod Pod Studio internship program. We won't put you on camera yet. Got to sign releases before we do that. But I'm sure you'll see them more coming up. Yay! So this is applause for Becky and Taylor.
We love them.
Now back to the gay Super Bowl. So, like I said, Carl Nassib, Brave, the only currently out player in the entire NFL who's active in the NFL. Prior to him, the big news was in 2014 when Michael Sam was the first. He was a defensive lineman. He played for the University of Missouri, and right before the NFL draft, he came out. And he ended up getting drafted by the then St. Louis Rams, another connection to the Rams. They've since moved to L.A. And he was one of the last picks in the draft. He played well in the preseason and was among the team's final cuts. But he was cut. But then got scooped up by the Dallas Cowboys for their practice squad and then let go. And he never played a down in the actual NFL. So Michael Sam, still a hero, came out, did something super brave. Do we already see him up there? Good. Congratulations to you. Does Michael Sam have a boyfriend? We'll find out. Get on. That's our boyfriend reporter, our relationship reporter
Rachel's on boyfriend
/
duty.
professional hair and makeup artist, Rachel. Now this is the story that I am very excited. This is a story all about how. That's what just kind of popped in my head when I
Same.
said that. This is a story about I think this is the most important gay connection to the Super Bowl, which is that there are not one but two openly gay Rams cheerleaders. Yes. And you get like, darn it, my button always hits that laughter first. I meant to hit the applause, and there it is. Aww. So congratulations to these two gentlemen, Quinton, Perron, and Napolean, Jinnies. They've actually been on the squad since 2018. They played in the 2019 game that the Rams went to the Super Bowl back then. And now they're also co-captains and just fierce competitors in the world and sport, because cheerleading is a sport. I've
Absolutely.
little experience with it. I want to tell you about what Mr. Perron said when he came out to Out Sports. He said, "I've always believed in myself, but for the Rams organization to put that same belief in me meant the world to me. I will forever be grateful to my director and this organization. Making the team as one of the first males to ever dance in the NFL was such an honor. I had no idea how big of an impact it was going to have on the industry and elsewhere. I have received nothing but love and support from so many people via social media. There have been a multitude of messages from young men and women who have been inspired by my teammate Napolean, Jinnies, and myself to try out for their dance or cheer teams. So bravo!
Wow.
That is what gets a big cheer and round of applause here from GGT, because we're all about gay firsts. I love it.
Yeah.
I
So wait,
love it.
he was one of the first male dancers, period.
Right. So these two
Wow.
gentlemen, Quinton, Perron, and same year, Napolean, Jinnies, they signed up. Sorry. Someone just entered the building. Oh, hell yeah. DeMarcus was dressed up.
What's
DeMarcus.
up? What is
Welcome to Gals, Gays, and Theys.
Hey.
Our
Good.
very literally fashionably late sidekick and
year.
Twitch and live stream monitor. DeMarcus, how the hell are you?
I'm great, man. I am so great. How are you?
I'm good.
How's everybody?
You look really
Fabulous.
nice. Is this from your recent
Fab.
trip to Africa?
Yes, gifted to me by my brother-in-law.
Oh man. So
Very
is this what you wore to the wedding? Or
One of the outfits.
oh,
And this
there
is
was
so unique.
outfit changes at
Yeah.
this wedding?
Oh, yeah.
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
my kind of wedding. I
And,
want multiple outfit
The
changes.
thing
at my
is,
wedding.
nobody else in the world will have this because it's just tailored to me.
Ah, I love that. It's one of a
Amazing.
kind.
Yep.
It's gorgeous.
Looks
and
so
we will
good.
definitely talk more about that
All right.
in a minute. Just to catch you up, we are talking about the gay Super Bowl and all the ways in which the Super Bowl is gay. Right now, we're talking about two out cheerleaders, Quinton Perron and Napolean, Jinnies. And they have been on the team for 4 years now. This is their second Super Bowl appearance. Isn't that great? Why don't we throw their photo up one more time so that DeMarcus can see it? Yeah, these guys are out there, and they're truly doing all the moves, the dances, and everything that everyone's doing. They're not just there to pick people up.
Nice.
You know, once upon a time, that was much more the role of men on any cheer squad, was just stunts and
Yeah.
lifting and stuff. I kind of know a little bit about it because once upon a time, I was the first male cheerleader from Barstow High School.
I think we
I'm
have
gonna give myself some applause.
Yeah.
What? Oh gosh.
we have a
I think I have
picture?
Please
some
tell me you didn't find a
surprises.
picture from. Oh no.
I think I have
Stop.
something
Oh no. Okay.
Wait a
All right.
minute.
So you know what? Here's a big shout out to Michelle Miller, now Michelle Gums, Sunshine Smith, now Sunshine Harmon. All my friends are married and have changed their names, but those to this day, I was 17. If you look at this photo, that's me, and definitely some cultural appropriation happening there. We were the Barstow High School Mighty Aztecs. This was the 90s, folks. We didn't
yeah.
even know what the phrase cultural appropriation meant. But that was my little mascot outfit, and I am there holding up a cheerleader on my knee. And actually, what was cool was the year that I was in high school in 1993, 94. I graduated in 1994. And it was the first time that there'd ever been a boy who even tried out for varsity cheerleading. And Mikey Shanuda, shout out to Mikey, was right there too. There was two of us that actually did it. I wasn't going to do it alone. But I ended up just doing it. Went to USA Cheer Camp. Have you guys ever heard of
I
Cheer
did.
Camp?
I went to USA Cheer Camp.
You went to USA?
Stop.
We were certainly there at the same time, Mariah.
Oh, of course.
Everybody can tell we're the same age.
Absolutely.
I almost became a USA Cheer ambassador.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's almost what I did out of high school, and then I just didn't end up doing that.
Man, you were just
For
a
like the
ball of
pom,
secrets.
for the
I love
pom
that.
squad, not necessarily the cheer. I was pom.
Oh, okay.
I was
Is
like
that-
more the dancing,
Okay.
style. Yeah.
Nice.
And is the camp that you went to in Oregon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one I went to is in Santa Barbara here,
yeah?
and it was they separated the mascots. This is a funny story I haven't told
Oh
in a long
yeah.
time.
They had a mascot whole program. Didn't
Exactly.
They? Yeah.
And it was just that because my high school, the mascot had never really been what you think of as a mascot, like where they run out on the field and they do funny things, and they show an eye chart, and like that's my kind of mascot. The mascot was always just an extension of the cheerleaders, and it was
Okay.
usually the girl who was the captain, and she got to stand out because she wore a cute little Aztec skirt,
Right.
which I'm sure was not correct, but it was a real like sort of a feather in your cap, like it was a nod, like it was a very coveted position. And part of the reason why I even tried out for this, I can't believe I'm talking about this, is
Talk about
because
it,
I
man.
was still bent at this girl who made a joke about me in junior high. Junior high, for so many of us, was pure hell.
Yeah.
It was the
Absolutely.
seventh ring of hell for me.
Absolutely.
I was not cute or popular or anything. I had a bad perm that my mom thought was a good idea. People called me pineapple head the whole day. We should put that in my lower thirds.
Yeah,
JD
pineapple
Cargill,
head.
he, him, his, gay, pineapple head. I had this crazy perm. I wore a lot of spandex. It's not a proud moment. A lot of biker shorts. That was a thing. I don't know if you remember that from the late
I wear those
from the
now.
90s or early 90s. Yeah, exactly. They're back. Everything comes back.
Always.
And this beautiful, I won't say her name just because I do love her now. We're still kind of friends. She works at a bank in my hometown. It's Michelle. It's not Michelle. No, I'm not going to say Vanessa's name
reveal.
because. Oh no! Are we live? Where's that?
What?
She said, I bet she doesn't even know this story. I hope she gets this clip someday. So in the 8th grade, I was a teacher's aide. I was delivering notes to classes. My pants were tight, as they often were. I've got a big derriere, and my pants were going up my butt. And she said, JD, although she said Jerry, because that's what I used to go by. Jerry, are you hungry? And I'm like, no, why? She's like, because you're eating your pants. I got to find that. I was so hurt. The whole class started laughing, and I was so hurt. My feelings were so hurt. I was a sensitive kid. And all you wanted to do back then was blend in. You just didn't want to stand out or be called out or anything. So I fully planned out my revenge over 4 years. She was that girl. She was like the most popular girl and the most, she was going to be the mascot our senior year.
Yeah.
It was like a sort of a pre-written rule. Like,
Yeah.
don't even try, everybody. So I auditioned and tried out against her really just to make a point, not even thinking that I would win because I'd never cheered before and she'd done it forever. But as a result of that, because of the way the cheer worked, the way that you literally auditioned to be a JV song leader, JV cheerleader, varsity song leader, varsity cheerleader, or the mascot. You audition for one of those things, tried out, and that's what you either got or didn't get. There was no like, oh, you didn't get that, but you get bumped to that.
Yeah.
That's just how our school worked.
I was a song leader.
All right. Oh, Amanda Carpenter, shout out. What is her last name now? It's not Carpenter anymore, but I'm Cargill, and she was behind me in every single class. And so, yeah, we used to cheat off each other all the time. So, not really. So she was a song leader, but Vanessa was going to be the mascot. It was pre-written. I tried out. I think people were so shocked to see a boy try out. And then Mikey joined as well, and for the cheer side. And I just really didn't think I was going to get it. And then I did. And oh my God, it devastated this poor girl. Oh, no. She'd never picks on anybody in junior high anymore, I'm sure. I don't think she knew that's what it was connected to, but I felt so bad. I did go to cheer camp. I did do preseason. And then I was also in student body. I had so much stuff going on that I just decided to give it to her. And so she ended up getting to be the mascot for the rest of the year. Aww. She's in the yearbook. You're welcome. I learned to grow up a little bit of emotional maturity, which obviously has not lasted into my 40s. All right. But so, yeah, fun fact about cheer and gay connections to the Super Bowl. I really feel like if you dig a little deeper, you can always find a gay connection to most things.
Always.
You know? Because where there are people, there are gays.
Yeah.
That could be a new.
I was gonna say
I want a
a new
T-shirt
slogan.
that says
Yes.
that. Where there are people,
there are gays.
there are gays.
I love that. Remember,
When there's a will.
I mean,
Sounds like that.
there's
what
a grace.
There's the grace.
where there's a will, there's a
the
grace. Remember a few years ago when the president of Iraq or
I think it was
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan comes out and says there's no gay people in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Or like he was like.
Oh
the
man,
Middle
that got a
East.
big old belly laugh from like everybody in WeHo. Like it's just so funny how people can think that there are entire countries that there's any
Like-
population of people without gay people.
Yeah.
Gays are everywhere. It's we're like really cute ants. I don't know why I said that. Let's move on with more connections in gay sports. We're going to stick with this theme, but move on from the Super Bowl. The Olympics. The Winter Olympics are upon us. We talked a little bit about this on our Tuesday show, but today we are talking about proud gay Olympic skater Jason Brown. He skates for the men's U.S. team. He really was killing it on the ice. I want to give a proper shout out to this guy. He ended up finishing 6th in the men's program. Obviously, Nathan Chen, who we talked about, his record-setting score on Tuesday, came in first. And there's a couple of skaters from Japan and one from Korea, I think, between them. But this young man finished sixth, and his program was basically flawless. And this just goes to show how difficult this sport has become. If you don't have a quadruple in your program, you're probably not going to hit that medal platform. Even though he did multiple triples, and his program was gorgeous. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you go to NBC Sports or NBCSports.com and check out his performance because it was just artistic. It's beautiful. Are you all fans of ice skating?
My roommate is, so I therefore have only watched ice skating. So yes.
Is your roommate a gay man?
No, almost.
There you go.
Almost.
A straight woman?
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
Yep.
That's our cousin.
Yes.
We're very similar. Only one or two chromosomes off. What about you, DeMarcus? Huge fan of figure skating?
No, but I'm very fascinated by it. Like the preparation they have to go through for
Right.
that. Like oh, good God, I can't even imagine. Like one wrong move and you could break your ankle or something. Like,
I mean,
just imagine.
I was watching the dancers recently, and they had a little tumble. It wasn't even that bad, and I thought, to get to where they are, where they're throwing each other, there was a lot of falling.
Yeah.
That's a painful sport. If you think,
Yeah.
how many sports do you have to go in knowing your whole body is going to be slammed against
yeah.
a frozen
With like
block of
blades
ice?
flying in your face.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm a big fan.
You are?
Yes, Blades of Glory is one of my favorite
Blades.
movies.
Oh,
Yes.
Yep.
that is a fantastic film.
I just had to throw that in there because it's
Always.
just such a good movie. But actually,
It's men's
I do
figure
like the
skating.
Winter Olympics. And if I'm going to watch it, I'm probably going to be watching figure skating.
Figure skating, or I do like the tricks. I like watching snowboarding
That's
and
true.
anything
Yeah.
where there's
The Winter
flipping
Olympics
around
is
the
pretty
air.
fun. There's like really fun.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I have my
Stuff.
favorites from both,
Yeah.
like the summer and winter. Although the Winter Olympics does feel like the really unaccepted, like ugly stepsister
little
of the
bit.
Summer Olympics.
Yeah,
Like
I
it just
prefer the winter.
gets in. All of a sudden, it's here, and it's like, oh, this happens every 4 years too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, like in terms of press coverage, like so
Yeah.
much
yeah.
more is said
Yeah.
about the Summer Olympics, but the Winter Olympics is dynamic and amazing. And if you're out there, Dynamos, and you've ever played in the Winter Olympics, we'd love to hear from you. Or if you've ever watched the Olympics, we'd love to hear. If you know what the Olympics are, we would love to hear. We basically want to hear from you. So just jump in that live chat, and Rachel or DeMarcus or Mariah will chat right back, or me. So congratulations to Jason Brown. He is not the only guy I want to talk about from the men's program. Also, congratulations. Oh, I'm going to do this. It's a long.
That is the longest drum roll I've
We
ever
have
heard.
3 hours to fill. You do the math.
Oh, okay.
Donovan Carillo. Congratulations, my friend. The 22-year-old is only the fourth ice skater ever to come from Mexico to compete in the Winter Olympics, and the first in the last 30 years.
I mean,
Wow.
Isn't that
can
great?
we just-
He is the first Mexican figure skater to ever win a spot in the Olympic free skate. So in order,
Wow.
just because you go to the Winter Olympics doesn't mean you get to perform both
No.
of the short and long program. You only get to perform if you qualify, and he
makes
did it. No other Mexican skater has ever done that before. He also, I love this. He still trains in a rink in a mall. And so people will come up to him
Wow.
all day asking him where the restroom is.
Wow.
That's per out
Wow.
sports. Isn't that funny? He's also, over the years, dealt with people calling him gay because he's a figure skater and beautiful and handsome and athletic and all the great things that all gay people are.
Of course.
But he tweeted about it, and I love this. It's kind of the best response you could ask for.
Yeah.
I don't mind being called gay because I'm not, Carrillo wrote in Spanish, but it infuriates me that they see the word gay as a mockery or an insult. It is not an insult to my effort. I admire and I respect the LGBT community because I live with many of its members, but I just happen not to be part of that community. So you are a part of the community because you're an ally, my friend, and you
That's
get
amazing.
a round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Cabrillo. Is it Carrillo or Carrillo? Donovan Carillo. 22 years old and
Good Lord.
these kids and the whole, like, to think of the accomplishment at that age and what
Wild.
And the focus you have to have. Like,
it's
Yeah.
impressive.
It's like
It's
their
really
whole
impressive.
entire lives are
Yeah.
like. I mean, how long do you have to be training before you can go to the Olympics to do something like that?
And then just think too about how rarefied it is. So all these, we see nothing but Olympians and it seems like, oh, there's a lot of them, but there's millions more that wanted to be.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my sister did track in college, and I was just curious, like, oh, what's like the Olympic number? And they were way off. Like, these people are best in the state, and they're way off from the Olympic numbers. So
Right.
you have to be incredible to the nth degree to be
Right.
considered.
Wow.
I mean, just to give you an idea, the last story we just did on Jason Brown, this is his second Olympics, but the last one was not the 2018 games. He went in 2014, didn't qualify for 2018, and then qualified for 2022 and
See?
just killed it. Which
Do we
is
know
awesome.
like
It's crazy.
how many people go to the trials and then how many people from there go to the Olympics?
Yeah.
Like I'm curious about that number. Like
Yeah,
how
with
many
the ratio.
Yeah.
Like, how many people apply to get into Yale and actually get accepted?
Exactly.
How many people apply for the
0.001%.
Olympics? Yeah, I'm
Right.
sure. Well, also though, I mean, the Olympic trials, which is I guess how people get in most sports,
Yeah.
you probably wouldn't have a ton of people because you have to qualify for that.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like
It's a
all
series
these
of qualifications.
levels.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm kind of curious. I wanna
it
look
is.
up.
Look it up. We need an in-room researcher. I guess that's all of us.
Right.
Yeah. Who can look it up?
I'm on the
or you,
boyfriends.
Dynamos, help us out.
Yeah.
I'm like, look it up. Throw it in the live chat. I love that. All right. So this last story that I want to do from our world of gay sports and the gay Super Bowl is about, it's going to be about swimming, but more broadly, it is about this big debate happening over trans athletes in sports. It was only a matter of time until we talked about this on GGT.
Yeah.
It is touching so many people's lives. And the thing about it that is really hard, I think, for a lot of us in the community is when we hear transphobic language being used with such carelessness and abandon, misogynistic phrasing. I'll get into this story in a second, but words have power, language has power, and when it's dressed up in a well-written press release, it doesn't make it any different. And so let's get into this. I want to start, though. Okay, so the story we're going to be talking about is Leah Thomas. Leah Thomas is a trans woman. She swims for the Ivy League school, University of Pennsylvania, Penn. And she spent 2 years transitioning, during which time she took a break from the sport, right? Or she didn't. Maybe she still trained, but she wasn't swimming for the team.
For the men's team.
She used to swim for the men's team pre-transition, and she was ranked
3
around
years.
in the 400s, 480 something. And now, as on the women's team where she belongs, because she's a trans woman, she is killing it. She's number one, and it's been really interesting to see the media response because it's like, oh, trans athletes are fine to compete on their given team that they are, either a woman, trans woman, or trans man, as long as they're not winning. That seems to be the subtext to me. Like, it's all fine unless they're winning, because if they're the best, suddenly it's like, oh, well, what
Taking
about
my position?
exactly?
Yeah.
And then 16 unnamed teammates from Penn anonymously wrote a letter to USA Swimming in which they compelled USA Swimming to reconsider their policy and not allow Leah to swim for the women's team because of what they consider to be some biological advantages. And one point in their write-up, they characterize themselves as biological women, which is really hurtful to the trans community. That is misgendering, and it's just not taking into account that all women are biological women, whether you're trans, whether you're AFAB, assigned female at birth or not.
Yeah. I don't think people understand what the process of going through a transition is. And there's science behind this
For
that
sure.
is on Leah Thomas's side, right? I
Right.
mean, there is proof. You can look up a ton of studies that they've done with trans athletes.
And it shows that depending on their level of testosterone and other hormones, if they've been on hormone replacement therapy for a long time for their transition, it can even be a disadvantage to someone who has not had to, chemically alter or enhance their hormones in any way. So I do see that. And I feel like all the more reason to be impressed with this woman's performance. I want to play something that is, I thought it was really compelling, and I think it helps put a finer point on it, and it maybe helps people understand because this is from someone in the community. Let's play that clip.
My name is Griffin Maxwell Brooks. I go by they, them pronouns, and I am a trans, non-binary person on the Princeton University swimming and diving team. I'll start by saying this. Transgender women are women and transgender men are men, and both should be permitted to compete as athletes against those of the same gender identity. Recently, some controversy has risen in the Ivy League over whether or not Leah Thomas, a transgender woman on the UPenn swim team, should be allowed to compete. She has abided by the NCAA and Olympic protocol, which require that she be on hormone replacement therapy for at least a year. She's done 2 years, and that her testosterone be beneath a certain level. The reality is that her genetic advantage is no more a source of unfairness than the genetic advantage that we see from person to person within the same gender. Many of you probably know that Michael Phelps has an abnormally large wingspan and produces lactic acid, the chemical that makes your muscles sore, at half the rate of his competitors, genetic advantages which he has over others. The reality is that the opposition to transgender women competing in sports only exists because they are winning, not because people are pushing for equity. Nobody has made any similar statements on how we can accommodate for the genetic advantage when it comes to transgender men in athletics, because transphobic people do not care about equity. They only care about preventing transgender people, women in this case, from winning over cisgender people. It is a recurring tactic among cisgender women to leverage misogyny as an avenue to perpetrate transphobia. By setting themselves apart from transgender women via the same argument of genetic advantage, they justify transphobia by insinuating that trans women are invading their spaces, their bathrooms, and now their sports. We call these women TERFs. Leah Thomas should be allowed to swim as a woman against women because she is a woman. I implore you to do your own research on the science and biology involved in this situation, which back up my points, rather than listening to uneducated figureheads like Caitlyn Jenner who act only in their own political self-interest. And if your argument is that I, Griffin, am not a woman and therefore cannot speak on this issue, I'll leave you with this. Leah Thomas is a woman, and she's telling you how she feels, and you're fighting against her. Have a great night, and don't be a TERF.
I definitely could not have said it better myself. I think it's so important that we hear from people. Anytime a story touches even a sub-community within the LGBTQ community, it's good to hear from someone. And Griffin Maxwell, they are trans, non-binary, and they swim for Princeton, as you heard, and they articulated perfectly, I think, this the argument at play, which is these are women. Trans women are women. If you swim for the team, any woman or any man that should be able to swim for the team that they associate with, the gender. So I'm really proud of Griffin for bringing this conversation more out into the public with their like 900,000 followers on TikTok. So that is the power of social media, folks, to really bring and shine a light on things that need more media attention. And it's kind of our whole thing here at Gals, Gays, and Days is shining a media light on things that need more attention. This is a complicated story, right? Because I know that there's a lot of athletes out there that would say that, I know we've heard from them. They think that it's an unfair advantage for somebody to who was assigned male at birth to be allowed to compete as a woman later, even post-hormone treatment and post-transition. Why do you think that is so much more pronounced when it involves someone who's winning? Because I find that to be the case. You hear more about these stories. There's more about it when there's a trans person winning.
She wasn't ranked number 1 or she broke 2 records this season, I honestly don't think it would be discussed.
No.
I think that's I think you're exactly right.
Yeah.
It's that and then everyone could pat themselves on the back and be like, oh, we're so inclusive. We have a trans woman swimming on our team, but don't let her win. Don't let her be in first place and you're right. She's won at dual meets in the Ivy Leagues and surged to some strong wins at the Invitational in Ohio just last weekend. Her times in the 200 and 500 freestyle events, the NCAA Division's Division One's best this season. She also clinched her spot in the NCAA Division I championships next March, and she's a favorite to win a championship. So I am giving the beautiful Leah Thomas some applause. And you did a good job, Leah. We support you. We hope that you swim your little buns off and bring home your gold because you deserve it. Lord knows 100%. Trans folks go through a lot. And I'm not saying that any one group is harder than others, but it seems to me that in 2022, it just seems way more transphobia than any other kind of phobia out there. Like it's there's just a target all the time.
Yeah.
And statistically, like 50 some trans women were murdered last year. I got to look up that statistic to be accurate, but it's not a great number. It's pretty sad, and it is, and it's something that needs our attention and our focus. Like, all joking aside, in terms of like the lightheartedness of our show, we do talk about these serious issues because we need to talk about them as a society and as a community. And if you or someone you know is trans or questioning or queer, or you have any questions, please feel comfortable to ask your questions in the live chat. I absolutely, if we don't get to them on the show, we will absolutely get to them, and we respond to everybody that has a real legitimate question. So that is wrapped up our gay sports. Do you think that I remembered to hit the button for the 3 hours? No, I did not.
There is a little more on this.
Okay, let's hear it. I thought there was. I thought that I...
Well, do you want to talk about what just came out today?
Oh, yeah. Hello.
Yeah, that's important.
What?
How could I have forgotten that? Yeah, this is the most current thing. So let me finish the story. So the 16 unnamed players, they write this letter to USA Swimming, and USA Swimming obliges them and changes the policy that was going to mess up Leah's chances to swim in this big competitions coming up, including the nationals. And then NCAA, which is the governing body, National Collegiate Athletes Association, is the ultimate decision maker on this for over 1,200 college institutions, universities, sports programs, and they said no. We are not. Yay! That's right. That's right. They said no, and now they've paved the way for Leah Thomas to swim her heart out and bring home gold, we hope. So I'm so grateful that the NCAA didn't bend.
Yeah, because they're over all sports. So if they set the precedent in one sport, they can move that over to other sports.
Yeah,
so that's a huge deal.
And you're exactly right, actually. And this swimming is benefiting from previous sports like MMA and other sports where they have said, yes, these women, trans women, ought to be able to compete with women, just like trans men ought to be able to compete with men.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just makes sense. But I also know and understand the debate. And I also want to hear, if anybody has something to say on either side of this issue, please say it in the chat. I would love to hear it. I want to hear strong, compelling arguments because in the doing of that is where the growth happens.
Yeah.
And if you do think that trans women are somehow undeserving of the same equality as any woman on any team, I would say that there's some growth to happen there, and you could maybe learn something. Maybe I'll learn something from you. I don't know. But it's hurtful. It's hurtful whenever these transphobic things come out too, because all of a sudden it becomes okay because they're winning or because their name's in the headlines to just say really uneducated and heinous things about them when you don't know what it means, gender-wise, biology-wise.
Right.
Unless you're really steeped in this stuff, it's confusing for us.
Yeah.
And we're part of this community, and we're always saying that, like, we're not perfect. We might mix up, but we're part of the conversation. We're trying to make things a little better.
I feel like, I don't know, a first thought that would make sense in my head is I don't know how to articulate this, but like, it's seen in movies 100 times, like Some Like It Hot and Tootsie, the just being the other gender, specifically male to female, to get something out of it, to whatever. So it, like, I could see if that's the only outlook you have, that being the, like, well, they're just doing it so that, UPenn can have a great team or whatever, but like, this person isn't actually right. I want to believe that it's something that silly, that it's like, no, those are just movies, it's fine, but it's...
Well, I would invite any man who wants to take 36 months of female hormones to join the women's team.
Seriously.
I mean, if you think that... if you think Leah Thomas went through a sex change transition, or sex or confirming hormone therapy, just to swim on the women's team, I mean, that is
ridiculous. It
is.
I mean, if you take the the identity out of it, it's ridiculously expensive. It's ridiculously, like, it's invasive on your body. It's like, why? It's infuriating that would, like, it's just to do better at swimming.
But you're right to bring it up. You're right to say that, because that is what a lot of people think, that, I could just go put on like, you can hear it.
I could put on a one piece and some chicken cutlets and call myself a girl. Let's go.
I think chicken cutlets is what you put.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is,
It
yeah.
make the girls look real big.
Here's a fun fact. Did you? How long have bras with clear straps been out? This was a whole thing on my.
Very-
I think I used to in dance competitions.
Yeah.
We used them all the time back in the
Yeah.
early 2000s.
Early
Okay.
2000s.
So at least 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this came up on a text chain with my gaucho gals. Hey, gaucho gals. I went to UCSB. We were gauchos. So one person found an ad for clear bra straps, and I mean, she just blew up. You guys, check this out. Look what's available. And it's me, the gay guy, and 4 cisgender women on this text chain. And I was the only one that knew they already existed.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
What is
You're
the
like,
problem there? Where's your bra and lingerie education, gauchettes?
Yeah.
No, kidding. But I didn't know, and apparently these are very popular items with women and to
Yeah.
wear with all kinds of things when you don't want to see your bra straps.
Yeah.
Like a strapless bra situation.
Okay, so one friend asks, and I won't say her name because she wouldn't want to know. Heather wouldn't want anyone to know that she asked this. She's blessed,
Yeah.
and she's worried about them stretching out.
Yeah.
Does that happen?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
All
mean,
right.
in a
regular
Concerns are
bra.
valid.
They're
Yeah.
elastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More so than the regular cloth ones, I'd say.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. And all of a sudden, you have to like hike them up and tie them in knots because it's like
Yeah.
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 like when
You
your
keep
Speedo
having to
string gets
tighten
too loose.
and tighten.
Yeah.
tying it up.
Just tie it real tight, and then and it snaps while you're out to dinner with your
Yeah.
friend, and it's just not.
Just don't wear a
cute.
bra is my.
Yeah.
There you go. Is that next? Do you
A
think
whole
we're coming?
different side of the coin.
I say
is-
that as a member of the, what's it called?
Itty Bitty Titty Committee.
So
Uh-huh.
it's much easier for me to say that, and I
Yes.
and I have friends that are like, no, girl, I cannot not wear a bra. So
I'm part of that crowd.
I
No.
I feel
Our interns are also acknowledging that
No.
bras are they're going to be here for a while. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, same
definitely.
side of a different coin. Bras really aren't made to help that much. They're made to help, but they don't actually help that much. But that's
Really?
another topic for another
We
day.
got to do it. We will do that.
Yeah.
You know what segment we'll do this? You know who's not part of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee?
Uh-huh.
Diana Pleasure.
I was gonna.
Stop it.
My drag persona, Diana Pleasure, or Anita Fresh Start. I'm still working on what drag name it's going to be. You guys, Dynamos will help me vote for this for sure.
Uh-huh.
By the way, remember these? Ding ding. Our little eyelashes. That's because later today we're going to have a segment on how to build a queen, our drag queen segment, beauty and fashion and makeover segment. And that's also the same segment where we're definitely going to go seek out some bras, because I think that
Yeah.
I've seen this done on sort of like multiple talk shows. You'll see it on maybe not really Ellen, but more like Kelly or
Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson or Drew Barrymore. They might do a segment where like we're going to help you finally get the perfect bra. I've seen this segment so many times that it starts to make me realize bra fitting education must not be
At all.
a
No.
thing.
At all. Nope.
So all right, people with breasts,
Boobs.
with boobs in the room. What is it like to go? What do they do? Your mom? Like where does bra education come from?
Don't get me started on Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, I was
God.
gonna say.
No.
It's so bad.
No.
It's
Yeah.
so bad. Like
No.
no one should go to Victoria's Secret to get their bra
Why?
size.
What makes it bad?
Well,
Is it because they just aren't respecting the truth
let
of
me
women's
just tell
bodies?
you this.
Or?
I went in once and she was like, "You're a double D,"
What?
I think it depends.
What does that
on-
make me?
and I was like, "Honey, no." I'm
Holy
like,
crap.
not, definitely not.
No.
But it's like Victoria's Secret. I don't fully know everything about Victoria's Secret, but I know like the thing is like every single bra company, none of the sizes are consistent, right?
Right.
I don't really buy bras anymore, but Rachel, maybe you can know
Oh,
more
is
on
this-
this. I don't know.
Is this one of
Yeah.
those situations where they're missizing things
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
benefit the ego
Yeah.
of the purchaser?
Bras are not an exception to the problem that is the sizing of women's clothing.
Really?
Yeah, bras are almost worse because in some lines, in anything, I'm one size in this line, but in the same company in a different line, it's a completely different size.
Then how do you know what you guys have to try it all on? Now,
If you had the answer, do you know how much money we could
Ladies.
make? No.
welcome
Yeah.
breast owners of the world.
Oh my God.
Or I guess I don't own them. Maintainers? I don't know what do you call
Owners?
them. The breasted.
Breast
But they're
havers.
making
The
like
breasted
there are
population.
companies now that are making
We're gonna
bras
get
that are
into
like
this.
purely for support, right?
Yeah.
Not
Right.
just because like bras were originally made to like for the male gaze.
Yeah.
So
So is
Yeah.
that so Victoria's, or we don't have to throw out only, like lingerie companies
Yeah.
seem to be more concerned with the aesthetic
Yes.
of the item rather than the form or function of it.
Yeah.
So who does make the best bras?
It depends on who you ask. It depends on each woman. It depends on each, because there are women who swear up and down that Victoria's Secret
Yeah,
is the only
that's
bra
true.
they can wear. Then there are other women who only wear sports bras because it's the
Right.
most comfortable. It's whatever. Some people say Target is the best. It depends.
Everyone's got to find their little
Yeah,
niche.
it's like all
Yeah.
boobs are different.
Yeah.
They're
There's
like
no-
snowflakes.
Yeah.
There's no two are the same.
Yeah.
Not even the
not
not even
even
the
the
one in the
two.
same body.
Not even the two you have are the
So
same to
funny.
each other. Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, I do love that button.
That is a good button.
Aw. So I don't know how we got on this tangent about bra. Oh, I know it was me, and trying to know whether or not these clear bra straps actually do stretch out. Just little things that we have to discover and to talk about here because they're so important.
Yeah.
Now, as I promised, we are going to have a few more important blocks today, but we like to do these little breaks in between. Am I missing anything before I go to a mindful moment break? Did
I don't know
tell what
if-
happened with the story? Yes, the
Yeah.
NCAA.
I did have a-
finally at a
I don't
swim.
know if we want to go back. I do have a quote.
Please, what's the
but
quote?
I don't know. I'm kind of curious to hear you guys' take on it, just
Okay.
because it comes from someone from. Okay, I'll just read it. So Greg Earhart, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but executive director of the College Swimming and Diving Coaches Association of America, didn't even know that was a thing, said that the NCAA has the budget and access to scientific expertise to update its transgender policy to reflect the latest research and craft a solution that embraces inclusivity while also ensuring a competitive playing field.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
To me, that's like a perfect statement
Yeah.
because
It's
we're
like-
we're smart enough to figure it out.
Yeah.
It isn't black or white.
I feel like a lot of the
Exactly.
times, like some big organization will make a statement that's like in the opposite. Like if the NCAA had said no, or it said that they were correct, like you have the resources and you're not using them. Like I feel so often people come to a decision when they have the resources to make the right decision or to make a more educated guess and they're not used. So it's cool that someone's like, no, they have the option and they're choosing that option because that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if this is a fair comparison or some. I wonder what it was like back in the day. You know, most major sports in the United States were segregated. You know, when they started, and basketball, football, they've all had to go through periods of desegregation where people from different racial backgrounds were allowed to play together, as they should be allowed to. I bet if we dug up some old stories, we would find all kinds of people saying, "Oh, it's not right to put them," you know, and now if you think about it, I mean, there are certain sports where I think your cultural descent is a benefit. I mean, the percentage of like African American track and field stars, football players, basketball players. I mean, there is something to be said for, like, maybe it's the muscle, like, I don't know what it is, the height, you know. I mean, that's kind of another thing too. When we're talking about, like, you know, these assigned female at birth teammates saying that they are having an unfair advantage. I mean, that's like, you know, if you're short and you're not going to play for the NBA, do tall people have an unfair advantage? It's just people are different biologically, even within the same gender.
Yeah, because
And-
isn't there like, I might be making this up. Isn't there weight classes and things in swimming? Like
There's I don't know. There's weight classes like boxing. There's different events that have different lengths of time that you're in the pool, sprints versus, and there's different modalities. What's that called? Like
The
butterfly,
Yeah.
backstroke,
and isn't it like
freestyle.
okay, it's not an official. I remember just from being back in school. Like I had a friend who was on the swim team who did butterflies and I think breaststroke, but didn't do a different one because it wasn't for her body. Like they recommended her body type.
Yeah,
So then if
exactly.
So, okay, if, say, Leah does the butterfly and so does team player, you know, Anna, let's call her.
We'll call her Anna.
We'll call her Anna. If they both can do the breaststroke, that means they have similar body types. They have similar amount of time in the pool. You know, maybe Leah hits it at night in her personal pool, whatever. But, like,
Right.
what?
Yeah.
We could talk this out for hours.
The thing
I don't,
because we understand and know that they are women.
Yeah.
Both these women that you're talking about are women.
yeah.
We see it for its truth. But there's a lot of people that just don't see a trans woman as a woman.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth. That's what no one wants to say. But it's like there's this unfair advantage because of, the body that she was born into at birth. But science doesn't even support that. And so it's like the argument is just, it's like I said in the very beginning, it just seems like everybody wants to be PC and good about it when the person isn't winning. But as soon as a trans athlete is the number one athlete in an event, suddenly it's so speculative and so suspicious, and so much language is used around it that is truly transphobic. And it's just a lesson for all of us to, step back a second, try to understand that there's more at play here. And also, I love that you made us go back for this quote, because the essence of that quote is we have really big brains and can come up with a solution for this. Like, we don't have to, it's not just black or white. It's not. And what I was saying earlier about this that I really think is true is it's just new. It's that people haven't had a chance to include, sports have not been inclusive enough of trans players in the past. And now that they are just starting to be, these are the issues that must be contended with and must be resolved. But there is science to support everything that can be done. Tests can be done on hormone levels, on testosterone levels, on all these things that are supposed advantages. We can find out with science and just make sure that they're, like that statement said.
And I have a study too. I can put it in the description.
Oh, do that.
Yeah, and it's literally just science. And they just go over it. So
and then that
it's
way
there. The info is there.
You can scroll down and find that out on your YouTube page. Mariah is really good about putting links to just about everything down there, including any photos that we use and all that stuff. So the gay sports. I love that I was able to work in my own cheerleading history into a segment on the gay Super Bowl. But as promised, today's mindful moments are being dedicated to a walk down gay history lane with reference to gay players from actual Super Bowl games. And we will go ahead and hit that now. That first mindful moment is from, just to let us know, Jerry Smith was the first, he wasn't openly gay at the time, but ultimately known as one of the first gay Super Bowl players back in the 1972 season. Of the 4 gay NFL players to go to the Super Bowl, Smith is the only one to start. That means he was out there in the beginning. He had rushing one time for 6 yards and then catching one pass for 11 yards in that game, which was the Redskins back in the day when the Washington Commanders were called the Redskins. But they did lose that game. Obviously, well, I don't think it's obvious, but they did. That's just the reality. I was trying to see it. Oh, it was a 14-7 loss against the Miami Dolphins. And actually, that was the year the Miami Dolphins had a perfect season. So it was a really tough year to beat them. Thank you, Mariah, for that mindful moment. We love taking a moment to learn a little gay history. And thank you, Becky, from our chat, letting us know that Victoria's Secrets purposefully makes their sizes smaller in our chat from our last block. There are no strangers to body shaming either. Maybe Victoria's Secret has some room for improvement. Maybe you all in the corporate area want to hire some more inclusive models and get some designs going for everyday, all kinds of women. Maybe not. I don't know. It's your business. You do you. But I want to move on now to another important segment. It is February, and we know what that means. It is Black History Month. Rock and roll. Applause for Black History. Thank God there is a month to celebrate different people of color and the important contributions they've made historically. Here nowadays, with the economy where it is, with BLM where it is, and all of us, that are motivated and around this issue to improve the equity between the races in our country, I really supporting Black-owned businesses. And if they can be Black-owned queer businesses, boy, I tell you, that's a home run for me. That is like, mwah. Like these, they're killing it. So I want to honor and talk about, in our second block here, 10 outstanding Black queer businesses that I hope you all love hearing about and support. We'll break it down and talk a little bit about each one. I want to give credit to GLAAD, the Gay and Lesbian Gays and Lesbians Against Anti-Defamation Organization, which put out this article in which I'm sourcing for these things, for these 10 Black queer business owners that are just killing it. The first is named Telfar Clemens. Telfar Clemens is an American fashion designer who founded the genderless fashion label Telfar in Bushwick, Brooklyn. The out, queer, and rising fashion icon has coveted awards such as the 2017 CFDA Vogue Fashion Fund Award, along with its $400,000 prize, in addition to winning the CFDA American Accessories Award twice, consecutively in 2019 and 2020. Clemens' signature Telfar bag was listed as one of Oprah's favorite things. Well, you know what that means. That means he is loaded now. Wow. In 2020, and the bag has been promoted by many notable figures, including Real Housewives of New York star Sonia Morgan, Congresswoman Alexandria Costa-Cortez, Sway Lee, Ashton Sanders, and Dua Lipa. And in 2021, Telfar designed the official uniforms for the Liberian team for the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. That is huge. This guy's killing it. Good job. I am so impressed with Telfar Clemens. Have you all heard of the bag?
I'm looking it up right now to see what it looks like.
On average is around, well, at least the ones I saw, around $600. They're quite beautiful. Not totally an affordable price point for most people. Yeah. But hey, if you can get it. Get it. I mean, that is amazing.
I mean, a lot of people spend more money on like designer bags. Yeah. So if you're going to spend the money, support.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That is so well said. And also, nod to Oprah. Like, Oprah is able to do so much with her power, but the fact that she uses it to draw attention specifically to Black queer designers and business owners is really incredible to me. Mm-hmm. It's really impressive. Mm-hmm. And I don't know about you all, but every year on Black Friday, Amazon lists like Oprah's favorite things on their website.
No,
and
I did not know that.
I've yet to go to Oprah's favorite things, buy something for someone that didn't love it. Like,
really?
She's really good at picking out
that makes
gifts.
sense.
And especially for, like, I'm not the best always at shopping for certain types of people that I don't have maybe a lot in common with, or maybe like an older woman, or I just want to make sure she gets the right thing, or and they just always have something for every category of people. Oprah Winfrey, shout out to you. Now, let's see. So actually, I do want to ask one more question about that before we move on to the next person. What is the most you've ever spent for a bag?
Is probably like $50.
Oh, really?
I was gonna say it was like $25.
Like, yeah, no, and it's from TJ Maxx, and it's a knockoff, or it's last season.
Maxxinista, baby.
Yeah, Marshall's
Maxxinista.
Yeah, no, I've had nice bags. I had a Michael Kors bag gifted to me that I know was more than $50, but I have personally probably only spent like $50.
I thought I was gonna hear like at least 1,000.
Yeah, or something. You never know.
I'm wearing an old Harley Davidson T-shirt.
I was gonna say,
that I can afford?
I dig it.
This shirt at Goodwill, y'all. Like,
right.
We're not pretentious here at Mod
not at
Pod.
all. I bought. You want to hear something? I bought a knockoff $40 Louis Vuitton Neverfull from Walmart.
Yes.
What?
Nice.
Wait. Walmart sells Louis Vuitton knockoffs?
On their website.
Really?
I literally Googled. I said, I just wanted to see. I just wanted to see how much it was. I was like starting to make a little. I was like, I'm going to get myself a Neverfull. And I was looking and I was like, this one is not real. And it's from Walmart. And it's $40.
What's a
I will take
Neverfull?
this. The big checkered bag you always see women carrying. It's just called a Neverfull because it's never full. It's a giant tote bag.
Okay.
But
I know
it's
what you're talking about.
yeah.
Oh, the Louis Vuitton Neverfull NM tote is $2,170. Full price.
So I got it cheaper. I will bring it next time.
I cannot
I'll bring
wait to
all
see
my
it.
things. It looks legit.
Like when you say it looks Louis Vuitton, does it have the same checkered pattern on
Same
it?
checkered pattern. The red on the inside. The only thing it's missing is literally the LVs.
Really?
That's it. It
All
looks
right.
it looks legit.
I got a Louis knockoff in Mexico once.
Yes.
I ain't ashamed of it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Hey.
I did sell it at a ultimately. And,
At a real Louis Vuitton price or
at
at a
a
knockoff
estate
price?
sale. At a deniable price. No, it was not a Louis Vuitton price. Trust me, I wouldn't do that. But I might have got at least what I paid for it, which was not usually something that would happen.
No.
From a different kind of somewhat used bag. It was barely used.
Yeah.
So they paid a fair price and they're loving it. I hope.
Fabulous.
Or
Fabulous.
probably try to resell it themselves for much more.
Probably.
That could be a thing too. So I never heard of that. The Everfull taupe. I'm excited to learn new things. Exactly. Just put it all in there.
All of it.
All right. Back to Black History Month and Black queer business owners who are killing it. Brandon Blackwood. Brandon Blackwood is the CEO and founder of Brandon Blackwood New York, a fashion company that specializes in handbags and accessories. The fashion designer gained public recognition in 2020 for the creation of a mini tote embroidered with the words "End System Racism" engraved on the front in support of the Black Lives Matter protests. Portions of the proceeds were donated to the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law, an organization focused on helping racial and ethnic minorities find legal representation while fighting civil rights cases. Blackwood said of the creation, quote, I was stuck creatively and exhausted by the daily news. I had a pretty solid following and decided I would take this opportunity to make something that could have a direct impact against systemic oppression. I love that. I love when change or like cultural change or systemic change is in and of itself the motivation behind the creative process. Mm-hmm. You know, like what can we create within these parameters? Like what's something that we would create that's amazing and uses all of my creativity to make it, but also answers a call like from this particular community.
Yeah.
I'm also impressed that the first two people on this list were both like amazing designers. Like so many creative queer people.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that? Like just,
so many.
I mean, someone said once, like in referencing about religious concerns over homosexuality, which came up a lot in my youth and stuff. And I would say, of course, gays go to heaven. I mean, the angels will look terrible if there's no gay people there. I mean, who is going to do their hair? Who is going to do their makeup? I mean, and also, if all the gay people are in hell, do you really want to be in heaven? Because that's where the party is. Let's be honest. Like, that's where people are having fun. Heaven definitely is filled with fabulous gay people. So if there is a heaven, you believe what you want to believe, folks. All right, moving along in our queer Black business owners, Chris Witherspoon. Chris Witherspoon is the founder of the Pop Viewers app, a platform that helps users find what to watch next. Pull this app up, will you, DeMarcus? Pop Viewers. It's called Pop Viewers. I'm curious. It allows people to reach the film and television show they love and encourages them to share the experience with fellow content lovers. As an entertainment journalist, hey, fellow entertainment journalist, Witherspoon has regularly appeared on the NBC show Today, The Wendy Williams Show, and The Wendy Williams Show. In April of 2020, Witherspoon, who is an out Black gay man, gave the keynote at his alma mater, Ohio University's Pride graduation. Universities have Pride graduations now? Gosh, that's cool. In which he spoke on the importance of living authentically. Rock and roll to Chris Witherspoon.
For pop viewers?
Yes.
Wow.
And actually, if this app does what it says he's the founder of the Pop Viewers app, which helps users find what to watch next. And that is a very helpful app. Like, I feel like I would definitely use that.
It looks like Tinder.
Yeah.
Oh, get out. Serious?
So you like, oh, okay. So like something comes up, this
Show
first
the
part,
cam.
this first
Show
part,
it to
it
the
pops
cam.
up
Show it to the
And the first one was WandaVision, and I liked WandaVision, so I swiped right. I don't like Fast and Furious. Come for me. I'll go left. So it's
that's that simple. So if you like a program, you swipe one direction. If you don't like it, and then it gets to know your taste.
yeah. So then it'll
downloading this
recommend
That I'm gonna do that. I mean,
Oh yes.
I mean,
We're all
this
gonna
is news
download
you
it
can
right now.
use, people. Pop viewers.
Yeah.
I'm sure we all have iPhones here, but does anyone here have an Android? I wonder. You do? Yes. Becky, intern in the house. Becky, tell us if it's available on Android as well, will you? 'Cause that way we can properly inform people about the pop. It's not. Oh, well, that's a
dang
bummer.
it.
Well, I'm sure it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Chris Witherspoon, if you're killing it. So you all looking at it and you like it, huh?
This is crazy.
Oh, this is great.
I'm just like swiping through
And then
shows.
not only does it give you ideas of what to watch,
Yeah.
it's also machine learning. Like it's AI, like
Yeah.
it's learning your taste so that the suggestions are probably catered to your interests.
Yeah, and there's a little skip this. Like if you haven't seen, like I haven't seen Flight Attendant, but I know everyone else has, so I'm just gonna skip it.
Why don't you want to see Flight Attendant?
I
What's
do
Flight
want to see it. I
Attendant?
just haven't watched it yet.
Okay. It's
I
really
haven't
good.
watched it
Wait,
yet.
what is Flight Attendant?
Oh, it's with
Kaylee,
Cuoco.
thank you. I
This-
never know.
From-
yeah, from Big Bang.
Bang
Theory?
Bang Theory.
Yeah,
She's
I love her.
HBO Max. HBO Max is
HBO
doing a
Max
good job. I have to say,
pops off.
not my favorite interface. Like of all the streaming sites, sometimes
That's
it's
actually
the
really
glitchiest.
common. People talk about that a lot about
Do they?
HBO. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
a
people do
bummer.
not like going on to HBO, but people love watching the content.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I
Yeah,
feel about it.
yeah,
Like I
it's
literally
like a-
leave it on one TV all the time just so I don't have to deal with the app.
Yeah.
And like that's where I watch my HBO shows. And there's
A
plenty of them.
designated room.
The Gilded Age,
Okay.
The Righteous
Euphoria,
Gemstones, Euphoria.
Westworld.
What's that?
Westworld.
Oh, Euphoria is definitely making
Yeah.
a lot. It's making big news.
She better get that.
Did
in.
you
Oh
see
my.
episode
That
5?
was incredible.
Wait, I haven't yet.
Okay.
No
well,
spoilers.
here's what
Oh.
I'm not going to give a
I
spoiler
need to catch up still.
because I don't want Mariah, our engineer and director of production, to be bummed. But I will say this. I have a lot of friends, a lot of mom friends who were really worried about Euphoria season 2 because it is intense. Like there is no denying. Even Zendaya has come out on her social media to say, if you can't watch this, it's fine.
Yeah.
Do not be triggered. Do not feel like you have to, And she has a lot of young fans. So
And she gets really on people about glorifying it. She's like, this is not to glorify drug use. And
Thank
she's like
you.
very on
Which
that.
And
like I don't know
that-
how it does.
Be still, be still like the hummingbird is the name of episode 5, season 2. And it is the episode that if anybody thinks that if Euphoria glamorizes drug use, watch season 2, episode 5.
Just that
That's
episode.
all I'm going to say.
There was a interview she did, and there's this little girl that came up and said, "How did you go from
Yes.
being in Disney to Euphoria?" And she's like, "Where are your parents?"
Right. Where
This
are
is
her-
not for
No.
you. You should
Like,
not
you
be
shouldn't
here.
That is
And then she's like, but
is that a
it was
Euphoria
kinda-
a Euphoria event?
I think so,
Yeah.
You know the tough thing about that
Dang.
though? Let's talk about this for a second because this is a very fair little topic. Like it is so from the performer's perception, like how many times have we seen this? Miley Cyrus and Drew Barrymore and child stars Dakota Fanning wanting to shed their little girl image. Certainly if they came up in the Disney world, if they're a Disney star, they want to shed it so that they don't carry that,
It's
like
not
proving
Miley
themselves
from
as
Exactly.
a serious
Yeah.
actor.
Exactly. And that's understandable. I mean, they are growing up in real life. They can't play a kid forever. And the innocence of that role is certainly maybe was appropriate for that role, but isn't going to be appropriate for every role. But it does put parents in a tough spot because parents want to be good parents and they don't, but they're used to Zendaya putting out G-rated or PG-rated material, right? For the most part. So it can be tricky as an artist is growing her career. The parents are not keeping up.
Yeah.
Not that it's the artist's fault.
No.
Oh yeah.
I think
mean,
she's doing an exceptional job.
Yeah.
she is.
You seen Malcolm and Marie? Have you seen that?
No, what's that?
It's on Netflix.
Go watch it.
Malcolm and
It's-
Marie.
It just
You
that
know,
would-
I am going to watch it because last
If you wanna
Tuesday
see,
you
like-
recommended the girl across the street from the woman
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the
Oh my
window
God.
on Netflix.
Are you binge
I
watching?
tore through the whole thing like it was no one's business.
I have a few episodes left.
Gosh,
I'm
you guys,
so
I need to
excited.
catch up on all these shows.
I'm
Get Pop
so
Viewer.
grateful to you, DeMarcus.
Yes, okay. I'm
Get Pop Viewer, and then you can. I'm playing with this app right here. Bring it back. You can tell it you want to watch it, and it'll
Okay.
put it on your watch list.
Okay.
Oh,
There you go.
cool.
On top
That's
of
a great app.
Man, this might have saved my relationship, this app.
Listen,
I swear the number one fight we had was what to watch on TV, which is always interesting to a connoisseur of entertainment like myself with a self-proclaimed, I don't even like TV. So there's two of us in the house. One of us loves TV and watches it all the time. One of them doesn't. But yet the person who always chooses what we watch is the person who doesn't love it, because the reason they don't love TV is they don't find as much of it as entertaining as I do.
Yeah.
So they had a much smaller list of shows they would watch. So I always had to watch, whatever he wanted to watch. And the truth is, I would make it work because I love so many different kinds of entertainment. Mm-hmm. But it was a constant source of, pain, a little bit of pain. Finally, we figured it out where we just did research and was like, people should just keep a dry erase board right next to their TV.
Yeah.
And every time something pops up, just write it down up there. What's
Yeah.
next? Euphoria. What's next? But thank you for that recommendation last week. That was really good.
You're welcome.
The girl the woman in the
in the
window
house
across the street from the girl in the window.
Something.
The woman in the house across the street from the girl in the window.
That's
something
it.
like that.
That's
Who
it.
came up with that title?
It's,
Like,
I think
best
it's
part-
brilliant. The books that she's reading throughout the whole movie.
Like the first book is like the woman across the lake, and you're like, well, that's where that part came from. I haven't
Exactly.
finished it yet, but I don't want to give anything
but didn't
away.
you
I don't-
forget that you were watching Kristen Bell? Like you
Oh,
forgot,
she's
right?
so good.
Kristen Bell, if by some miracle you ever see this, please come into studio.
Please.
I love you. I got to sit down with her at Comic-Con once several years ago, and it was Comic-Con was always fun to cover because it was a really special environment where you could actually rub elbows with a lot of the performers at different events, because once you get to know people, you get invited to things and stuff. And I don't know where we ended up. We were at a CNN. We had our own live booth in one of the halls that had a bunch of stuff going on. And she came in for an interview, and then after that, we all just went backstage together, like we were friends. Like I was hanging out with her.
Amazing.
Like I was just hanging out with Kristen Bell. It was really fun. But that was it. that was it. We just went backstage for 15 minutes and got to hang out. I got a photo. I'll find that photo and show it to you in a future show. But Dax Shepard, he's my hero.
He has a podcast.
Amazing
we talked about
podcast.
it.
Armchair Expert.
Yes.
Yeah, Armchair Expert. That podcast is
Rachel and I are
actually
like, yeah.
a really.
Yes.
Oh, tell us more, Rachel. You have a little crush on Dax Shepard?
Oh, absolutely.
It's not a secret.
No,
Oh,
not
good.
at all. He's
Do you have a
over
crush as
6
well?
feet tall.
How could you not?
He's
All
from
right.
the Midwest.
I do
He's
like it.
incredible. I love him.
He's a funny guy.
And
He's
he's
so
that's
Have you
He's
guys
he's
seen
hilarious.
wait, what's that movie called? When in Rome?
Yes.
I have not seen
It's
that.
Kristen Bell. Isn't that how they met?
Oh.
They had just started dating or were about to
okay.
get married. Like it was early in their relationship when they
Yeah.
did that
Right.
movie. It's a great movie.
I guess they
It's
live over in Los
cheesy.
Feliz, and I used to live in Los Feliz, and every time we'd go for a jog or something, my trainer would be like, that's where Kristen Bell and so live.
We're gonna
And
go
I
for a
was
drive.
I don't know.
you wanna
You
go?
never know if these things are true or not when people
Right.
supposedly know where people live, but
Well, Dax talked about how they were rebuilding the house. So if there's like a big construction site going on
right.
over there, then there's
I will
there's a
take you over
chance.
to it.
go.
It is. Have you ever done one of these Hollywood famous people's tours of their homes?
No.
Embarrassingly enough, I have done one. Not by my choice. It was my grandma's.
Okay, that's
she's
fine.
passed now, and she. What?
I'm sorry. It's just the way you connected those two thoughts. Like, my grandma wanted to go, but she's dead now, so we don't have to go anymore.
we don't do that anymore.
No, before she died, she wanted to do it.
Oh, that's like a bucket wish list.
Yeah, it was like she wanted to come to LA. She wanted to go to see Mario Lopez do which we took her to see Mario Lopez.
When he was outside of Universal Studios for Extra?
It was when he was at the Grove.
Oh, okay.
So
yes,
this is a while
yes.
back, but we actually met Mario Lopez, and he was super nice and let my grandma sit and in the back and watch all the production stuff, and he did autographs for us. It was so cute.
Cool.
And
I
then
would
we
like
did
to
the
meet
tour.
Mario Lopez's muscles.
He was very
He's so ripped. Have
He's
you
very
seen this guy?
interesting.
He is like when the muscles are so big that you can see the muscles under the shirt.
He
Yeah.
was flirting with my mom.
Really? That does not surprise me.
So my mom got chosen to be how they would bring someone on for a quiz.
Shout out to Marie.
Yeah.
Maria.
Yeah.
There was
Maria.
a quiz, so she did it, and it was a bachelor trivia. She got it all right and won a T-shirt or whatever. But
Amazing.
I was standing behind them, and his hand was moving down the back.
What? First of
Yeah.
all, Mr. Coruscani, we can neither confirm nor deny these allegations. We were not there.
Just to look, yeah.
What are the chances
But
your dad's going to watch this show?
He's not gonna watch
0
the show.
to 0%.
No.
That way we can talk about your mom's flirtatious behavior. I love it.
With-
Was your mom
I mean,
flirting back?
Hey, she was she's pretty shy, and she had to be on camera, so she was just kind of innocently smiling. I don't even think she knew what was going on, but I was like,
I
I
will
see that hand.
I mean, everybody changes and grows and stuff, but I will say that I have dear friend of mine who would probably know pretty well had a not so positive story about one Mr. Mario Lopez in his early years. I guess there was some womanizing maybe there. Maybe he grew out of it and
Slater.
learned how to be more respectful of women. I'm not saying that that's been confirmed or denied, but the word is out there. I heard it. We should go to the. We should not be the final source for any facts. You guys should check those out.
I heard it.
I also should say we're not doctors, lawyers, attorneys, or CPAs.
Or parents.
So we're not experts.
I hope my mom's listening to this right now.
Yes, please know that we are just people with opinions. Just a bunch of people who support the LGBTQ plus community with opinions. And people of color and anyone marginalized and anybody who's ever felt like they don't belong.
And we're live on Clubhouse.
On Clubhouse. Oh, rock and roll. Cool. Hey, DeMarcus, you're always bringing us new things. I love that. Tell everybody what Clubhouse is, just in case they can
Clubhouse, jump on. I mean, some would consider it like a podcast thing, like a live podcast, but you get on and you could go to different rooms and listen to different subjects, topics, whatever.
Really?
There's stuff on acting, there's stuff on sports, there's stuff on
oh, cool.
Just tons of stuff. And I put us on there, so
maybe people can join in our Clubhouse room.
Yeah,
cool.
and
we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, and now we're on Clubhouse. Gals, gays, and days. Is that what they look for?
Yep.
Taking over.
Awesome.
Get in there.
Back to Black queer businesses and moguls that are making their name known. Chloe Freeman is next. What a beautiful smile. Chloe Freeman is the founder of the Black and trans-led organization For Them, a community-built holistic wellness brand that transforms ordinary moments. The brand focuses on creating wellness products focused on the queer community with a mission to redefine what it means to be well for the person, the collective, and the planet. For Them has been featured in InStyle and Paper Magazine and Core 77. Fantastic. So For Them, I love it too because we are gals, gays, and theys. So there's clearly a play on the pronoun them, which is awesome because it is for them. And I would be curious to see what all their holistic wellness brand includes.
What was their pronouns?
Well, I'm not sure that Chloe Freeman has said anything about their pronouns, but the company, I'm going to go with they. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with they because the company's called For Them.
Yeah.
And more on that in a future show, I'm sure, because I want to dig into these brands. I want to buy something from every single one of these stores and do another follow-up segment here.
Oh,
yeah,
totally.
I love that.
Or services. We've already got one in our phones now.
Yeah.
I mean, truly, how else do you learn about new things?
Right.
You just give it a shot. Mackenzie Mack, you win the award for the most interesting way to spell the name Mackenzie. It's just M-C-K-E-N-S-I-E, Mackenzie Mack.
I've never seen it spelled like that.
I haven't either. But you know what? I could read it. Like, I honestly, there's going to be a name coming up here in a little bit that I'm just going to ask for forgiveness now. It is a Nigerian American, and maybe you'll be able to help us a little bit. You just got back from Mexico. I know it was not Nigeria. You went to Ghana, right?
Ghana.
You said Mexico.
You said Mexico.
Did I say Mexico?
You did.
We're going to have a geography lesson, JD. Exactly.
I messed up. It happens a lot. We should start a drinking game. You guys get your shot glasses out, and every time JD messes up, have a shot. You won't make it to the first half hour.
Can we do GGT
Don't actually
after
do that.
dark and be drinking?
Oh,
Yes.
we have to announce GGT after dark.
Oh, no.
This is the whole
Sorry.
thing.
You're doing it?
We're starting a speakeasy. Did I not tell everybody about this?
I don't know.
No.
Here at Mod Pod?
I
Yes.
did not mean to
Whoa.
spill
Oh,
that.
man.
Spill the tea.
Well, we have a whole plan here. Let's just take a small break and answer.
What?
There is going to be a time when the show continues to grow and thrive, and people are flooding into the live chat, right? Actual fans. I know right now we have 4 of you here. That doesn't matter to me because we are not giving up until everybody in the world knows about us. When that happens, we're going to have an opportunity to do lots of different things, promotions, sell merchandise, t-shirts that say, "Don't let perfection be the enemy of fabulous." Mm-hmm. And raffle tickets that we were going to sell to a private invitation-only event that Mod Pod Studio is going to be converted into the Mod Pod GGT After Hours Speakeasy, and we're just going to test variety, just all kinds of cannabis. because that's what we do in there. That's what we
So
do in the speakeasy.
excited.
I don't drink. At least right now, I'm not drinking. So I won't have any alcohol, but we'll probably have some here for other folks if they prefer that.
Sounds like a good time.
Or a variety of
Sounds like a
virgin
damn
drink.
good
I'm
time.
so glad I spoiled this.
Yeah.
Or you didn't spoil it. I'm so glad you spoiled it
They have
too. I love that
non-alcoholic-
phrase too.
They have
What's that?
non-alcoholic drinks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mocktails.
Mocktails, and not just like cheesy, like
Shirley
this is
Temple.
it without the alcohol, but actual recipes that enhance the flavor of those other ingredients.
Yum.
Like
What-
that's real thing. Like,
And DeMarcus's
Cleanco.
commercial. Yeah.
Shout out to Cleanco
that's
for that.
right. Oh, speaking of DeMarcus's commercials, we were going to talk about his Carvana commercial with our Super Bowl
Oh,
story.
yeah.
Fun fact, everybody.
exciting.
This Sunday, when you watch the Super Bowl 56, the mighty Cincinnati Bengals playing our gorgeous LA Rams. Please be sure to tune into that Carvana commercial and look close because you will see one DeMarcus Eckford up there.
Don't blink, you'll miss me.
But
But he's there.
But it's there.
We
I mean,
promise.
the most iconic, like, people watch the Super Bowl for the commercials.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is
honestly,
huge.
I don't even know what's happening during the game. I only
Right?
know
I'm
what's
like, oh, the
happening.
commercials.
Someone's like, "Oh, commercial!" I'm like, I run back to the living room.
yeah.
I gotta see these commercials.
Commercial in the halftime show.
Do you remember when
Yeah.
Doritos, like who all my favorite ones, like when Doritos did that tennis commercial with Miss USA, and that's when 3D Doritos came out. I don't know if I don't even know if
I
that's
don't
a thing
remember. I don't
anymore.
know.
I had some 3D Doritos.
No, yeah, we just
And
ate some of
they were
those.
playing tennis with the 3D
I don't remember
Doritos.
this
I don't
one.
remember that one.
And she would
Oh my!
and she like flew up and ate it.
Do
Oh,
that
it was
again.
so
Do it again.
Yes.
or okay, quick. Besides Carvana, which features DeMarcus at this year's commercials, what is your favorite commercial from Super Bowl history?
Oh my
What
God.
comes to
That's
mind?
hard.
The only Super Bowl commercial that's coming to my brain right now is there was one. It was a car commercial.
Oh.
I want to say it was like Toyota or something like that. I don't know, but it was like when Remote Start was starting to become a thing.
And is this Darth Vader?
Yes.
Yes, the
That's
kid.
the only one I remember
I
because-
love that one.
because for some reason, yes, and he's like,
So if you don't know this commercial,
Oh.
there's a little boy outside. I think it's a Lexus.
Yes,
I think
yes.
it was a
yeah,
Lexus commercial.
something.
Yeah.
And he's wearing his Darth Vader outfit, his costume. He's
Yes,
like 5.
The helmet, the cape. He's got the oh god, go ahead.
And the dad is inside and has his remote control. And I guess the new feature was you can start the engine now
Yeah.
from your remote control. And so he's like using the force. And the
God, that
dad
was a
goes,
while ago.
yes.
oh, he gets so excited. I got
Yes.
goosebumps just telling the story.
Yes, I
Children
did,
getting excited about things is
Yes.
definitely on the top of my list of joys.
The only reason I remember that is because somehow my grandma knew the little kid, or like knew the kid's grandma, so
Really?
that grandma was
Oh,
like,
nice.
my grandson had Super Bowl commercial. And so my grandma was like, we know him. I was like, okay.
It's a big deal. It is
On
a
top of it being a
big
very
deal.
cute commercial. Yes.
Do you remember the year Snickers came out with the Betty White ad? Where
Oh, Betty White.
Snickers, that was, yeah, I know. I'm going to pour a
cry.
drink out for Betty.
Yes.
What a great life.
Oh God.
I don't want to do
There's
that.
a lot of
We'll have to
equipment.
pull some Betty White interviews. I've interviewed her a few times.
Oh.
I should have. We have a segment, by the way, if anybody hasn't seen our other shows, called "Confessions of a Celebrity Reporter,"
Yeah.
in which we just pull out my old interviews and dish about them and poke fun at the, the absurdity of celebrity in the Hollywood culture, but also, be respectful because these are artists who are killing it. I mean, we have an excellent working actor here, maybe potentially another one here with our intern. So we love the arts community, but it is kind of crazy that there's a lot of stuff that happens with celebrities
Yeah.
that's nuts. Like
Yeah.
a writer list, like only red Skittles, all red Skittles in my dressing room, all red roses, red paint, red microphone, red. And if any of that's wrong, like what's gonna happen? You're not gonna be able to sing. Like you're gonna not be able to perform.
I quit.
I mean,
out.
I'm not,
I'm out.
but I do think that that having a little bit of irreverent fun around these old interviews would be fun. And also the goal of that segment is to genuinely inform people about the role of entertainment journalism and
Yeah.
what that means and what it looks like. Because once you get out there on the red carpet, I mean, your actual skills do have to kick in.
Yeah.
There is an art to getting a meaningful soundbite from Tom Cruise as he is walking by at the premiere when you get like one question, if he stops,
Yeah.
like you got to turn that into something.
Oh, that has to be stressful.
One time at the Golden Globes, I was yelling at Tom Cruise as he was walking by, rushing in. I just thought maybe some humor will work. 'Cause no one was getting him. He wasn't stopping. All you can hope for at that point when they're being rushed in at the end is like a wave and smile to use for B-roll later.
Yeah.
B-roll, by the way, is the video that is covering audio when it's whatever.
Yeah.
Production.
We could have a film
I
lesson.
know, we could do a film. So I was like, Tom, just 10 questions, Tom, just 10 questions. And he looked back and laughed. It was really good.
Yes.
Because obviously he wasn't going to stop for one question, much
Of
less
course.
10.
Did he do his famous?
He is. I got to sit down with him just a couple years ago for Rogue Nation in Vegas at CinemaCon, and it was a very special day. He was. He's
one of my favorites, man.
Say what you will, the guy's work ethic alone makes him admirable. I do think it's a little tricky, the whole Scientology thing and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's his personal life. That's his business. I do wonder sometimes if he's maybe on our team, and just, those rumors are true. There's so many of them out there. But he's never confirmed that, and so we honor his truth as he said it, and his faith, and all that is his business too. As an actor, though, I'm a big fan.
Okay.
And the fact that he does all of his own stunts basically these days, including jumping
Which
out of
is
airplanes at like
crazy.
space level, I mean, it's nuts.
He has a movie coming out next week, right?
Does he? Oh, that sounds about
Uncharted.
right.
It's Tom Holland, but it's Tom Cruise is in it as well.
Really?
He is?
I think. Oh, okay.
No, that's
I mean, like-
that's Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, am I totally mixing up people?
She's
are.
like,
Let me look it up.
Tom
Well,
Cruise is
just-
recently being rumored to be the new Iron Man.
I was going to say
What?
that.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be. He was supposed to read for it in the
What?
beginning before. There's a lot
Sorry,
of
yeah,
stuff
it's
circling
Mark
around that.
Wahlberg. I take it back.
that's okay. We clarified for the audience.
I'm just excited because Tom Holland.
Tom Holland is Spider-Man, right?
Oh, yeah.
This new generation of actors, since I've been out of the red carpet scene, has kind of crept up on me, and I don't know them as well. But so Tom Cruise might be Iron Man.
That's the
There are
like the rumor.
leaked
So-
photos of him in a mocap suit.
So
Really?
what would that be though? Like, is he?
It's because of the multiverse thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
because
okay.
It's
the
the-
Robert Downey Jr. has died. That was the
Yeah.
end game.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
If you don't
Folks,
know
if
by
you have
now,
not seen Endgame, you definitely
That's
don't
on
want to
you.
watch this channel, because we are definitely going to talk about
Because
that.
Yeah.
he's supposed to be Iron Man in the multiverse of madness,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Oh,
they're going to
okay.
introduce all these multiverse
It's
characters.
so crazy because he was supposed to be
Yeah.
in the beginning of all
Yeah.
this, like Iron Man, but he was doing like one of the Mission Impossibles. or
He is
something
so
okay, that's cool.
damn cute. I'm not even going to lie. Like Tom Cruise, oh, God. Risky Business came out when I was around that age.
Yummy.
Around 17 or 18, I think.
So like 3 years ago.
Maybe like 10 years ago. Just last week.
Yes.
And
Brand new film.
Tom Cruise is definitely up there in terms of the you know what he is? I want to give him some credit too. Every single publicist I've ever worked with from all the studios say that he is a joy as far as honoring their work. Like, they always get flowers. He has probably a whole gifting department. He's constantly sending people gifts and stuff. And yeah, he jumped on a couch once. He got super.
I love cake.
I know.
Oh yeah.
But then he came back with
I'm in
Tropic
love, I'm in
Thunder.
love.
Remember that movie where he played this
my
old
Yes.
hairy agent?
That was
Yes.
amazing.
Tropic
That
It was brilliant.
Thunder.
Oh my
was
God.
amazing.
So
I
he's
have
got a good
friend
sense of humor. I love
who
that.
can imitate him really well. Shout out to Evan Ferrante. Oh
Wow.
my God! We'll pull up some of his stuff later, but he's,
Wow.
I mean, looks like him, sounds like him. They've met once or twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that the guy that did? You know
Crazy.
these deep fakes? Did
Yeah,
you
he's,
see
he's
that-
the main one. Like,
he's
the
the.
main- he's
You
main
know
one.
that guy?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, we gotta have him on the show.
All right.
All right.
Evan, if you're watching,
Demarcus is gonna step out while he goes and calls his friend. Just kidding. Well,
He'll
we
be
will. That's that thing made like news everywhere.
Yeah.
That is scary.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about deep
Deep
fakes.
fake is wild.
That is, if you don't know what a deep fake is, if this is the first time you're hearing about it, it is where video can be manipulated to look like you're looking at video. Like one of our most trusted sources of evidence can be totally manipulated, where you could be looking at Barack Obama saying like, "We can't wait to vote for Donald Trump. I'm Barack Obama,
Yeah.
and I'm endorsing Donald," and it looks like he's saying
Vote
that,
now.
which he
Like,
would never say.
Right.
If
The
I'm,
movements, it's
Yeah.
spooky.
Yeah.
and then he was critical to that because he's the impersonator, so he was able to do the voice.
but he was doing this way before.
Right.
Way
That was
Yeah.
before.
yeah.
It's,
I'm sure it was for the purpose of the story. They
Yeah.
probably sought out a Tom Cruise impersonator to say, because you need to have because you can't change everything.
No.
It's just like the face.
Yeah.
The voice has to be there.
Yeah, it's just simply putting a skin on, if you
Exactly.
will. So if
Yeah.
you get someone who's already like all the way there, but like doesn't look like Tom Cruise, you
Right.
can make it look like Tom Cruise said.
I need
anything.
to try this out because I could do a pretty good Bill Clinton impersonation.
Oh, you can't.
Oh.
Oh, do you? Okay. All right, I'll do my Hillary. Are you ready?
God.
Bill, pull your pants up. Monica, get out of here. Sorry, Hillary. I know it's been an old story.
Now I'll do it when I damn well plays Hillary.
Oh, I love it.
Can you do the one?
That is
I
talent.
did not.
I did not inhale. I did not inhale.
Here, I can do a Bill
Incredible.
Clinton impersonation as well.
I
Nice.
mean,
Yeah. Dun-dun-dun. I'm still learning where all the
God.
new button placements are, but this is great. Yeah, that was amazing. All right. Let me see. Who could
I did not-
can
I
you
did
guys
not have
can anyone
sexual
else do any relate I did not have. That was such a
I did
disappointing
not have-
moment in
yeah.
life, by the way.
Oh my God,
When he just
yeah.
it was
don't know.
like the most direct lie that I'd ever seen a politician like straight up get busted on.
wow.
I mean, I don't know how old were you guys when that all you weren't even born yet.
I mean, I think I was in like 6th grade or something. I don't know.
All right,
Wait.
let's talk. Let's
Wait,
move
when
on to
did
a new
that happen?
topic.
Wait 1 second. Who just did the Owen Wilson? Wow,
I did.
incredible.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was really good.
Do it again.
No, because now I'm gonna try to do it and it won't be as good. Wow.
Wow.
But also like.
Oh, I got one. All right.
Stop it.
Yeah. We knew
Stop
that one was-
it.
Yep.
on, man.
Whoa. Whoa, bear. What? Whoa.
Let's have an
Get out of here.
impression day one day.
Oh.
Have a talent show. one of these
Mm-hmm.
days.
Did we ever even get to what Mackenzie Mack did?
Nope,
Nope.
just-
Okay.
Oh.
That's okay.
We'll bring
That's
it back.
okay.
We'll bring
we
it
got a
back.
show.
Bring it
We got a
back.
show. We got a show. So Mackenzie Mack, this is actually perfect timing, is a Black queer non-binary educator, activist, and researcher, as well as the founder and managing director of the Mackenzie Mack Group, a firm that specializes in helping their clients build anti-racist cultures and relationships and build inclusive spaces for the LGBTQ community and people of color, among other services. Mack's firm has partnered with communities both nationally and globally to develop equity-centered communication strategies and cultures that identify and dismantle social inequity while giving people the tools to better their lives and communities. Mack's work has appeared in Fast Company, Now This News, Block Club Chicago, Refinery 29, Teen Vogue, and The Guardian, our friends across the pond in UK. So congratulations to Mackenzie Mack. That sounds like a fabulous business, and it actually kind of sounds like somebody that we might work with, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she's all about, they are all about, you know what? I'm not sure what the pronouns are because they don't say. I wish that more articles would say these are their preferred
Give them the
pronouns so I can
pronouns, yeah.
refer to people as they wish. But we'll just call Mackenzie Mackenzie. I bet we'll work with Mackenzie someday. I feel that if the focus of this company she has is specializing in helping their clients build anti-racist cultures and relationships that build inclusive spaces for LGBTQ communities. That is what we are.
That's cool.
An anti-racist inclusive space for the LGBT community.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Moving along to our next queer Black business owner, Angelica Ross. Angelica Ross is the CEO of Trans Tech Social Enterprises, a company she created with the aim of economically empowering the transgender community and providing education, support, and jobs for people facing high levels of discrimination. Trans Tech is an incubator for LGBTQ talent and focuses on developing skills and value within marginalized LGBTQ communities. Ross is also an actress, most well known for her roles in the FX television series Pose, American Horror Story, and the recent film Framing Agnes. Nice. Shout out to Angelica. I do love that name, Angelica. We have our own Angelica here at GGT. Shout out to you. And Trans Tech Social Enterprises. We hope that the company that she creates is a massive success. Good job.
I was gonna say I recognized her.
Yeah.
Her.
I've
I don't-
watched some.
pronouns.
I'm trying to remember.
American Horror Story,
American Horror Story.
right?
What season was
I believe Coven.
Mackenzie on? I did watch that season.
Angelica.
Angelica. Oh, right. Sorry,
I think she's in
Angelica.
Coven. She's. I don't know.
Was she?
We'll look it
I
up.
watched that one.
No, maybe not. Let me look it up.
Well, we'll figure it out and we'll put it below. Add that to the list. We want to make sure we leave you all with the facts. But I do want to give a big shout out to our next queer Black business owner, Chef Joya. Chef Joya is an out black lesbian woman and award-winning plant-based chef based in Charlotte, North Carolina, who specializes in vegan cuisines that incorporate soul food, Afro-Caribbean, French, and African culture influences. Joya has gained popularity across the U.S., especially in the Southeast, and has been praised by the likes of celebrities such as Fantasia Barrino. I also love Fantasia. She was American Idol famous singer, Fantasia Barrino. And Chef Joya, I don't know, do we know what her restaurant is called? Or does she have a restaurant? Oh, she's an award-winning plant-based chef. She's probably killing it and selling these foods to all kinds of restaurants.
Yeah.
And
Also, Angelica Ross was in 1984, American Horror Story.
oh, she was.
She was the nurse.
In 1984.
Yeah, I think the nurse, yeah.
Okay, I don't think I saw that season.
It's a good one.
Is that more recent?
Yeah, it was, I think, two seasons ago or one season ago. I guess with
Was
COVID,
it about
everything's-
apocalypse? Was it about the apocalypse?
No,
or?
it was a summer camp in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh,
I could not
summer
finish
camp.
that.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Is it too scary?
Oh God.
It was such a good nod to like classic like
It was.
horror
Yeah.
films. Like they really had so
More
many
slasher
themes throughout
than-
it.
I just can't
Slasher,
tell
yeah,
people
you're
get
right,
their
slasher.
heads chopped off.
Okay,
It's
I
just
know
one of
exactly.
those-
So it was
But it
summer
was
camp,
super-
like the
You
way
know,
that
you're
Friday
right.
the
You should watch the
13th
makeup.
was
You should watch
always
the makeup
in the
DCS.
summer.
That's how they do it.
Like around a lake. Was there a lake?
Makes
Yep.
everything
Oh,
less scary.
see my
There was a lake. They
my
were far
sphincter
away.
just tightened up.
It was
As
yeah.
soon as I think of something from my past that's triggering, my sister would
no.
trap me. My sister's 7 years older than me, and and when I was a little boy, she was much bigger than me, and she and her friends would watch scary movies, and they'd know it terrified me, and they would just hold me down and make me watch them. True story. And that sort of sounds sort of mean, but it was pretty normal in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like tormenting your little brother or little sister. So now, even when a slasher trailer is on TV, I'm like, la 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 la. I really don't like it.
Oh no.
Dang.
Yeah, it's very scary.
It's one of my favorites.
Friday the 13th?
Just any like I'm like such a sucker
Slashers.
for slasher films.
Really?
Yeah.
Slashers are fun.
I just I don't know. Honestly, I
I
don't know
kinda
why.
feel it. I feel
but
like it gets out the angst.
Texas Chainsaw, I
Oh.
will just like on a night where I'm just like I had a long
Christmas.
day. I'm like I'm just gonna watch Texas Chainsaw and like
Something. Should we put on something romantic?
Relax.
Texas
Wow.
Chainsaw, dearly.
You put on Texas Chainsaw to relax?
In college when I couldn't sleep because I was stressed out, I would stay up all night and watch like slasher film, just like by myself. And
Wow. I mean, if I ever
are a
never that
stronger
squeaking,
person.
scary door sound over here, it's right now. But instead, I'll give you one of these. Never gets old.
Raspberry.
Yeah, but if anyone ever wants to have like a slasher movie night,
Yeah.
JD won't be there, but
I won't be there.
JD
Actually,
won't be
no.
there.
I've grown up a bit. I'm okay. I genuinely love psychological thrillers.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, like Silence of the Lambs or
Shutter Island.
Yes. There's a little
Ooh.
violence,
Damn,
there's a
Papa
little
Beats.
gore, but it's really more gets inside.
yeah,
Like
I like
you
those
can,
too. I like those.
I
Yeah.
think the things that your imagination comes up with are so much
Yes.
scarier sometimes.
Yeah,
than-
that's
Yeah.
the thing. Slasher films aren't really scary.
Right.
No.
They just get your like if you're afraid of blood. But then like psychological,
Well, can you watch?
Especially when they don't.
Oh my God, the Saw movies. Do you like any of those?
Oh gosh, no. The Saws, the Hostels, those are right up at the tip top of my no list.
Wow.
I will tell you all the stuff I don't watch. I will watch Scream. I don't know why. For
Okay.
some reason, the comedy in Scream
Yeah.
helps dumb
Yeah.
down the horror.
Yeah.
I had to watch Chainsaw, the more recent one, recently because of work. And no, thank you. I wish I hadn't seen that. I can still see scenes from all of these in my head. I don't know what it is about
stick
those.
with you.
And I mean, when I'm home alone sometimes, if I watch a scary, I will totally start hearing things in the house. I start
Yeah.
worrying. I'm like making sure the doors are locked. Like
Yeah.
it freaks me out.
Saw was my favorite movie when I was 8. When I was 8.
Mariah, I love you so
When
much.
I was a little kid, my cousins and I would play pretend Saw.
Oh
I'm
my
not kidding. We would act out Saw. Like
Is the
we'd
name
be
of the
like,
char-
oh my god, like what
Jigsaw.
time-"
No,
Jigsaw.
Jigsaw
Jigsaw
is like,
is the
Let's
like
play a game. That
yes,
guy.
yes.
I'm gonna take these off.
there went the sphincter.
That was horrifying.
We need a sound for
I don't
that.
know who I was as a kid, but yeah, that was my favorite.
No, thank you.
Do the egg plant one.
I tried, but it's
Oh, it
not.
didn't
Listen,
work?
it's not
Oh,
our
weird.
friend, the eggplant one.
Kristen said when a stranger
Yeah.
calls. That is a good movie.
Scary.
Oh, okay. Clearly, we need to do a whole show on scary
Yeah.
movies, and we'll find some gay connections. I'm sure there are
they're in
lots
there.
of movies that were.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
We can put
in the
blood
movie,
on
but remember the movie, But I'm a Cheerleader? Do you remember that
No,
movie?
I don't know that.
I
The
think
one
it
with
was a farce. I don't know if RuPaul was in it, but
There's a gay movie about cheerleaders with RuPaul in it.
Natasha Lyonne was in it.
Yeah, then I think that's the same
Yes.
thing. Yeah.
I think maybe he was.
Yeah, he's the cheer coach.
Maybe
or the
that's-
football coach, and he's like, "You can't be sissies," and they're all like clearly gay.
It's a total yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
love it. It is him. All right. I love our crack team of fact checkers here in the
Yes.
audience. Becky gets another round of applause. In fact, that is correct. RuPaul was in But I'm a Cheerleader. Not truly a scary movie, more like a what is that called? It was like satire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but When a Stranger Calls,
Oh,
the
man.
scariest movie
That's scary.
let me see, what is the scariest movie I've ever seen where I mean, when movies get really, you know what a jump scare is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they
Yeah.
purposefully make you jump.
Yeah.
That's the worst for me. Like that is the
Yes.
part where my heart is like, I can't handle this. I don't know. I can't think of the scariest one, but all of anything gory or horror to me is not my favorite.
Have you guys seen As Above, So Below?
No.
Oh, that
Have
sounds
you? If you like psychological stuff, watch it.
okay.
But it's also equally like jump scary too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do remember that. There are some I don't know what it is.
That's
like,
just a good film.
did you see the movie with Russell Crowe where he's got road rage and he chases this woman down for the whole movie? It is what is that movie called? It is the word is an adjective that means something. Oh, darn it. Anyway, will you mind looking up Russell Crowe? Because now I've said it and I really want to know. It is a relatively recent movie. The whole premise is this young woman and her child are in a car and she's having a really bad day. What is it? Unhinged.
I haven't seen this.
Oh, that's
This-
on my list. of stuff
This
to watch.
is like worth seeing. I mean,
Can we
like
do a movie night?
it's one of those absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what we'll do? The Speakeasy will do movie
Oh,
night too
yeah.
because I have the projector.
Yes.
And that will be fun.
Yeah.
And when the weather changes, we can do it by the pool.
Yeah.
This will be fun. I mean, God, and Unhinged will be the perfect kind of like movie for that. It's one of those movies that's like you get maybe 5 minutes of calm at the beginning, and then the rest of the movie's at like 100
I love that.
until the end, and it's just really unpredictable and good.
Unhinged.
But yeah, scary movies. Who knew? And all of that, by the way, that whole little sidebar just came from the fact that Angelica Ross
Was in American.
was an American Horror
Horror
Story. And back to black queer owned businesses that are killing it. We already talked about Chef Joya, rock and roll Chef Joya. Now I want to talk about a duo, Kiana Stewart and Jenna Handy. Kiana Stewart and Jenna Handy are the co-owner creators of BLK MKT Vintage, a New York-based antique shop described as a Bed-Stuy vintage store that also offers interior design services. The couple, who recently got engaged, congratulations to you both, travel, collect, and sell items that represent the richness of Black history. In 2018, the duo supplied the props for a different world scene of an iconic... They supplied the props for the A Different World scene of iconic Black sitcoms of the 90s, a visual homage to their style and influence. That's the name of the show. They were also recently recognized for BET's hashtag 29 Days of Queer Excellence, which they said, quote, acknowledging our wholeness humanizes us, increasing empathy and opportunities for connection and community. I love that. Acknowledging our wholeness humanizes us. It's just so true. Like if you think about we're enough, you know, queer people are enough. And that is such a missing message from so many of our lives that we're trying to replace here. I love that quote. Acknowledging our wholeness humanizes us, increasing empathy and opportunities for connection and community. All right. And we just have a couple of more here. And now here is the name that I knew I was going to have a problem pronouncing. We'll call you Kingsley because that is your first name and your last name, Gbadegesin. I'm going to say Bededson. I'm hopeful. Gebedson. Can you see his name up there, DeMarcus? Do you want to give a swing at it?
I'm not even going to try.
Okay.
To attempt that.
King Marcus is like Ghana is an entirely different country than Nigeria.
Yeah.
I mean, culturally, like sometimes when I see words in Spanish, because I speak Spanish a little bit, it is easier for me, but this is not one of those names. And I don't know what the origin is, but it doesn't matter. Kingsley is a first generation Nigerian American and a fashion designer working to advance liberation for the Black and LGBTQ communities. In September of 2020, Kingsley launched KNGSLEY, a genderless fashion line that celebrates Black, femme, queer, and trans bodies, using fashion as a lightning rod not to just reclaim the meaning of their bodies, but also to raise resources to lift up and empower people and groups through community organizing and direct support. Since its launch, the line has reportedly garnered 6 figures in revenue and has gained recognition with celebrities such as Lil Nas X, Issa Rae, and Zaya Wade. Zaya Wade or Zaya Wade? Am I saying that correctly?
Are you talking?
Dwayne Wade's child. I think it's Zaya Wade. In addition to working with the hit ballroom competition show Legendary. I love that show, by the way. Have you all seen Legendary? Also HBO Max.
HBO
Max.
They're killing it.
Killing it. Legendary. If you haven't seen it, it is ballroom. It's what's this? It's the Vogue scene. What is
Yeah.
that called? That started in like Harlem underground.
Voguing?
The famous documentary, something about Paris is
is
burning.
Yeah.
That scene, it followed that. Madonna kind of stole Vogue from this really popular Pose is all about this too.
Yeah.
The underground sort of it's called the ballroom scene. It was rich in the queer African American community where they would, everyone dressed up. I mean, I think they still do it. I mean, obviously Legendary is a current hit show on HBO Max, 2 seasons. It's so fascinating. Like I super recommend it.
Okay.
I mean, and it's really if you're into performance art, it's probably one of the best things on TV right now.
Wow.
Yay. So congratulations, Kingsley. And congratulations to your 6-figure income. I really appreciate that too, because we want to support all kinds of great causes. And one of those causes we want to support is profitability for all people. Mm-hmm. You should have a right to make a living at the things you love doing. All right. I believe this is our last one. Our last, in honor of Black History Month, we are celebrating Black queer business owners that are making headlines. GLAAD, the Gay and Lesbian Gay and Lesbian Anti-Defamation Organization. What am I? Gays and Lesbians Against Anti-Defamation.
There you go.
No, that can't be right.
No,
we're for
not
it.
against.
All right, we'll just figure out what GLAAD means later. Literally, this is a scene from some show I saw recently where they couldn't figure out what it was called. But Danielle Gray and Brandy Elise are a Black and queer entrepreneurial couple and co-founders of World of Enoya.
Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation.
Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation. That's what it is. GLAAD. Thank you for putting out this article about these 10 fabulous business owners. An Atlanta-based CBD brand focused on CBD lifestyle products that focus on mental health, mindfulness, and self-care.
Nice.
The company began focusing on combating anxiety associated with COVID-19 during the COVID-19 pandemic. And the company gained recognition in the city thanks to its CBD honey and CBD agave products. In April of 2020, I mean, what a great stocking stuffer, right?
Yeah.
In April of 2020, Enoya rebranded to expand its products to include CBD oral drops, CBD muscle relief, CBD soothing salve, CBD pet treats, and tinctures. I don't know what that word means. TINCTURES.
They're like
Becky's on it.
Thanks. Mariah.
they're actually like liquid drops,
Yeah, I
like
was
something
gonna-
like that as a tincture. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is all from the cannabis world.
Yeah.
CBD. I mean, this is something we're going to be exploring a lot on the show. I know.
After hours? After
After hours, GGT After Dark,
After dark.
late night, GGT Speakeasy, Cannabis Central. Sure, why not? I mean, CBD is probably the more medical side of things that's associated with so much healing and so much. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I am a big enthusiastic supporter of cannabis ever since realizing that it could calm my nerves, like it could calm my anxiety way down. Yeah, exactly. Boy, that's brave. I never would have said that during my last 25 years of career, but it's true.
Cannabis is great.
Yeah, we're going to get real about cannabis here in probably a few shows from now, and certainly when we open the CBD den, the Mod Pod den. What are we calling it?
I liked GGT After Dark. That was
GGT After Dark.
I
It sounds
loved
it's like
that.
Big Brother After Dark. You remember that?
Yes.
Or this-
Also, we need to talk about Big Brother, but that's a whole other episode. We will get into that soon. Celebrity Big Brother is out, and it's so funny.
My
Okay,
friend actually works on that show.
really? let's call.
Her name's Mariah. She was like
What a beautiful
assigned
name.
to like 5 celebrities. They're like she was one of the people assigned to 5 people to like constantly watch.
Oh,
So she literally
she's a
just
producer.
sat in like a little box with a computer and just watched.
I've always wondered how that works. Like, I would
Yeah.
love to.
I'll reach out to her. Maybe she can tell us a little about the process.
Because if you think about it, on any reality show with a large cast, at any given moment, there are so many storylines happening.
Yeah.
There's things happening between, say there's 18 characters to start on. I think on Big Brother they have 16 to start, or even on Celebrity Big Brother they probably start with 13, or 11. They still have all those storylines to watch, and I always wondered how they paid attention to who was talking about what, and then who decides which story they're going to show.
Right.
Have you ever seen The Real?
I
think that's what it's called. It was a show on, I want to say Lifetime, but that doesn't sound right.
Mm-hmm.
But it was written by producers of The Bachelor. About
Unreal.
Thank you.
It
Thank
was
you.
Lifetime. I think it switched networks. And
Yeah.
Yes.
But
and
what the producers do, I mean, of course, there's like a hella storyline that's never
Right.
actually happened on The Bachelor, but like inside look at what
Oh,
happens.
I mean, let's get real for a second, folks. If you think reality television is real,
Oh, sweetheart.
no, it is totally not. I mean, the scenarios might
So-
be unscripted, but the scenarios are contrived. I mean,
Yes.
like,
How
what
we got to this conversation
Exactly.
is not what's...
like all you
the thing.
housewives just bumping into each other at this restaurant on this night, like all 11 of you.
Yeah, no.
And one of you happens to look like you didn't plan to be there.
Exactly.
I should write a spoof about that.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, they have. It's called Hot Housewives of Las Vegas.
Really?
It's on
Stop.
Hulu,
Really?
and I highly recommend it. It's
Amazing.
been out. They have 2 seasons. If I've never talked about this show, it is like
Is it mockumentary?
it is a mockumentary. Well, it's it's shot as a reality TV show, but it is definitely making fun of the
Yeah.
housewife shows. Yeah,
Amazing.
and it's got a really pretty good cast in it. What do you know? Did you ever see the show Happy Endings? That was on
With
ABC.
Damon Wayans?
He was on. Yes, he
I was an extra in that.
You
before.
were.
That was my first
Wow.
weekend.
You saw a Happy Ending. You're like, I'm there.
Sign me up.
It was the bar that they always hung out at.
Right.
That was the Background for that.
Other great show, Happy Endings. I mean, if you've never seen it, go. It's that kind of humor that's so fast that you have to watch the episode twice in
Yeah.
order to catch all the jokes.
And you're
'cause,
like, huh.
yeah, they're just flying at you fast.
And Unreal
furious.
was Lifetime, and you can watch it on Hulu right now.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And what is Appleby? What are the names of the stars?
You got Shirley Appleby, Constance Simmer, Craig
Simmer.
Berko, Josh Kelly, Jeffrey Bauer Chapman.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
cast. And
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people.
what was the second actor's name that you said? Constance Zimmer?
Constance Zimmer.
She won an Emmy for it, I think.
Yeah, it says that they
Yeah.
are Critics' Choice Awards, AFI Awards, 50 Top 10 lists,
Maybe it was
Peabody Awards.
Maybe it was the Critics' Choice Awards that I was thinking
Yeah.
of. But yeah, decent show.
Yeah.
And also, I think probably, obviously fiction, but scarily accurate in
Yeah.
some ways in terms of, how they coax people to create
Yeah.
the storyline that they want.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just changed names
Even
in
my
some of those.
favorite show of all time, RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh,
They come under a
so
lot of fire when
contrived.
you read the the fan deep dive.
Yeah.
That they call it the edit. Like who's
Yeah.
the hero? The edit. They edit so there's a hero. They edit so there's a villain. They edit it so that there's like these sort of common narrative and storytelling tropes that you can follow along
Yeah.
with as a home viewer, but they don't always reflect the accuracy of what was really happening. It is kind of sad to think that some of these shows might, like, if you've just been decided that you're the villain, like they only show you in being
Well, and
villainous.
they'll do everything in their power to make sure that you react in a villainous way as opposed to
Right.
in a very like, no, girl, it's fine.
And it's easy to say, oh, but you did it. Like whatever they're showing,
Yeah.
you did it. You didn't have to do that.
Right.
But then
It's
who
not a
amongst
deep
us
fake.
hasn't had like
Oh my God.
a bad day?
Well, and they're taking out certain
I know.
clips
Right. Well, and that
like,
might be-
putting together audio lines.
Right. Like what their reaction is not they're not necessarily reacting to what the show is presenting that they're reacting
So
to.
true.
Like
Yeah.
it's if you watch people in the back, you can
Right.
tell like
Right.
it'll be like, so and so is DeMarcus and I are having a conversation over here and you're talking to Becky and in a Becky shot we're over here, but in your shot I'm over there. So you're like, what?
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
Or on The Bachelor or Bachelorette, when they clearly are like trying to make it look like the person's within earshot, like so and so's talking
like-
about so and so, and they do a cutaway, and
Yeah.
she's got this look on her face. She can't hear them.
Yeah.
That footage was probably taken from day 3.
Right.
And, was
That's
it?
from her promo where she's
Exactly.
trying to be all cute. No.
That's true story. True story. So thank you for this another great segment here on GGT. That is 10 Black queer businesses that you needed to know about. And again, thank you to GLAAD for putting out that article. I am going to take another quick break, another mindful moment while we reset here and get into a fun segment all about eyelashes. Please don't go away for too long. But as we are honoring the Super Bowl this weekend and honoring all of the gays that have ever played in the Super Bowl, here is another mindful moment. Oh, well, how is that? Another great mindful moment. And let me go ahead and read this for if you're listening on the podcast. I lost it. Roy Simmons. He was the New York Giants offensive lineman during Super Bowl 10 plus 5 plus 3, 18 in 1983. Simmons played with the Giants before landing over at the Raiders. And then ultimately, I've got to learn how to read those screens faster, went on to come out of the closet much later after retiring. But we're still honoring all of the 4 guys that ultimately came out of the closet after their NFL career had ended, but did play in the Super Bowl along the way. Now, we're very excited to return and be part of this third act of today's show. You saw when I came in, I was clink, clink, wearing these little bit of eyelashes. Mariah, do you have by chance the Build a Queen graphic up? Why don't we throw that up, and I will tell people what this segment is all about, which I love so much. One of our many favorites here, episodes. I'm
gonna bring it up right next
Let's
to
take a
your
look,
face.
see. If
So
you know
beautiful.
anything about yours truly, GGT host and full-time mama's boy, JD Cargill, you know I'm obsessed with drag queens. In fact, some might even say I'm a closet queen, having performed in drag a few times myself. However, I don't know if I would say I'm not a closet anything. I am out and proud. Oh, by the way, we need to do something. We need to take a pause here. DeMarcus, have a wonderful audition. We are a live stream with all kinds of action. We said goodbye to DeMarcus, and all of a sudden there was someone else came in to replace DeMarcus. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Becky. Yay!
Hi.
Hi. How adorable are you? So you are a new intern.
Yes.
What? I didn't say your last name because I don't know if I know how to pronounce it yet.
Oh, goodness. No worries.
No, okay, then I won't worry about that. We'll just call you Becky. I like that.
Yes.
Becky, welcome. You hail from the Central California area?
Yes, I do. Merced County.
Whoa, shout out to Merced, the Barstow of the North, which is where I'm from, Barstow. And you're here because you want to learn about production and the show. We're like, hey, come on.
Yes, sirree.
Well,
Yes.
You're very welcome. We're glad to have you here, and don't be shy. Jump
Thank
in.
you.
Up until now, Becky's been good enough to be our fact checker, running and pulling up articles very quickly. And it just feels, DeMarcus had to go to an audition, and so we don't like the seats to get cold here at the GGT studio, and so let's jump in. And
Taylor's in the chat like, Becky.
I know.
Taylor.
Taylor's like, I left too soon. I could have been on today. Everybody will be on in a matter of time. Okay, so this third segment comes from How to Build a Queen. So How to Build a Queen, yay, boop. Her little logo design. Shout out to Kristen who does our graphics for us. She is such a star. This is so cool.
I'm obsessed with this
So
graphic.
cool.
I love it. I
So
love
cute.
it. It's so, when coming up with the different segments for the show, it's like, what do we want to do? What are we passionate about? Because we get to decide and hopefully bring content people appreciate. And since I love Drag Race so much and I watch all the time, and I figure that's something I want to talk about. And also because I personally think anybody who can make an unattractive man gorgeous can certainly have a tip or two for all the everyday women out there, and maybe educational, guys who want to be in drag.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of our fashion and beauty segment, dressed up as a fun drag segment. But the goal is that each time we have it on, we're going to be addressing a different sort of pinpoint in the drag get ready area, right? So we got high heels and walking. We've got fashion, padding, face contouring, hair, how to tease that wig, And today we're going to be talking about eyelashes. Big surprise for anybody who's been here the whole time. I started the show with these. I literally could put these on top of my glasses. And
We could attach them to your glasses for you if you'd like.
So the lovely Rachel is here. Everybody knows Rachel Anderson, our in-house hair and makeup expert.
That's me.
It's you.
That's me.
And if you don't follow her at RA Media Makeup, you should. RA, like Rachel Anderson. Rachel Anderson. And so Rachel and I had some fun in the hair and makeup department here at Mod Pod a little while ago. This is where I go, where all of us who are on camera get our makeup, including Rachel from herself.
Yeah.
Does her own. And we did a little fun experiment where we went through different eyelashes and different ways that drag queens might apply the eyelashes. And so I'm going to show this first image of one of my favorite drag queens, Alyssa Edwards. Alyssa, no, we're going to show the video. That's okay. We can show the video. Here we are in the hair and makeup.
I love that. I'll just turn off the audio on this, so don't worry.
Miss
You guys
Rachel,
can
why
talk,
don't
but
you give us a little
I love that we
walking
can
tour
record
of
4K on
what
an
we are
iPhone.
seeing.
Neat.
Oh, we're just
I was
adjusting
saying
the
Make an
size a
adjustment
little
here.
bit.
Yeah, and like right now.
That's
you can
okay.
see
We're
it.
doing
I
the
love-
boring stuff
I
in
love
this part.
Look how fast you are, though.
the
That's really
eyelashes, yes.
impressive.
You kind of have to be.
Because
So all I'm
this will
doing
give
is
us a
prepping
chance
your
to talk
skin
about what
with
we're going to be
some
talking about
anti-shine
today.
powder.
And
Excuse
she
me,
can even talk about what
primer.
she's doing here.
As you are sitting on the desk, you don't look shiny and you look great, and that's because of this primer. All I'm doing now is color correcting, just a simple base layer to make you not look pale or washed out.
How dare you?
Hey,
Who's
that's
pale?
I
I'm
don't
half
know who
Mexican.
said
I'm never
that.
pale. I've
Never
been pale all day in my
never
life.
at all.
No, not true. I'm
No.
so pale. I don't ever go in the sun. My
That's good
mom,
for your
shout
skin.
out to you, Mom. I know you're watching. I love you. The best thing I ever got from my mom, she is a proud Mexican-American woman, and she just did not like to be in the sun. She always avoided it, and I was always hiding behind her apron, so I was there in the shade,
Amazing.
too.
Amazing.
Shout out to our fellow Whitekins out there.
Yay, what a kids! I love it. Oh, look.
Amazing.
Becky made her first joke.
Amazing.
You're going to fit right in here. I love it.
Beautiful.
So you're just actually doing the makeup that you do for me every show.
Yep, every show, same thing, just a basic color correction and anti-shine. It's really nothing special, but we can go into it really in depth one day if we'd
Well,
like
I mean,
to.
I think when I first started researching makeup about drag and stuff, and I learned things about primer, for example.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know what that was.
Yeah, no.
I think a lot of people use primer.
No, a lot of people skip it because foundations have become incredible lately,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of can skip it, but primer is just that foundational layer of what's I don't want to say wrong with my skin, but what's a problem area in my skin that I want to take care of. And so in like film production and stuff, a lot of the times it's anti-shine or
I
it's
see.
like a lack of moisture or things like that.
Yeah, I have that problem. I have definite shiny areas on my face that.
Which every human does.
seem
Like it
to
doesn't.
emerge.
Yeah, I mean, you watch. We talked about it last time. A specific, very obvious answer was like when the pandemic started and there was no makeup artist for news people. You could tell.
Oh, could you?
You.
Oh, we
could
saw.
tell.
Okay, I love Tony DeCopel. on CBS mornings. He's like my hero. Him, Gail Anderson, I love them all the talent on that show. And during the pandemic, when he was like coming live from his attic or basement or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Boy, we never appreciated the role that hair and makeup artists played so much as when we saw what people look like on TV without them.
Back. In your video now, all I'm doing is warming you up and making you look a little less. What did you call it? Whiteakin?
Whiteakin. I'm a whiteakin.
We're going a little more towards your natural tonage here, because what I've done is actually taken out all of the definition of your face, which makes your nose look like your nose and things.
I think a lot of people can relate to this, but when you see yourself on video from certain angles,
yeah,
I'm like, is that really what I look like?
I'm trying not to look at myself when I'm turned around like that. No, thank you. I'm a pass on that.
You guys are both beautiful humans.
I know.
All right, that's like a pain to say
Mariah,
that. All right, so what I have
you.
in my hands that I just showed you was a liquid eyeliner, and it's my first tip or trick. I'm gonna ignore you. It's my first tip and trick.
Okay, good. Let's listen.
When it comes to lashes,
I'm ready.
even if you're going for like a very like no makeup, but you need a little boost in your lashes, do some sort of liner because it'll help connect the very thick and intense lash band to your actual eyelid, so it looks more natural. Even if it's just a simple like darker shadow, just adding the definition helps make it blend more seamlessly.
Yeah, so the first thing you did was you drew a little bit of eyeliner right across the tippy top.
Just like gracing over the edges of your eyelashes as close to your lash line as possible, since that's where the lashes sit.
Is the lash line where your eyelashes come out of your eyes?
Yes.
Come out of your eyelids?
Yep.
Okay, see, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Lash line.
So up close in here, you
Yeah.
can
Look
see
at
Here we
Rachel's
go.
lashes,
real
though.
tight.
And
Hey,
be sure you
girl.
make that silly expression with your mouth when you do it.
It's
'cause-
mascara face. Everyone makes it. Everyone, I still make it every day. But
So, and the reason that you put a little bit of liner, or what else you said, shadow, you could also use there.
Yeah.
Anything just to give it something to stick to.
yes, well, to hide the lash band, because the lash band is so intense, and so like the part where the lashes are attached to on the fake eyelash
Got
is
it.
so
The little
intense.
long sticky thing.
Yes, as
Got it.
compared to your own.
I literally have
Right.
one right here, but
So the lashes that we're starting with are the demi-wispy lashes, and those are if you do watch Drag Race, they always laugh and make fun of, we can't put on a wispy lash. You have to put on something heavier.
Yes.
This is what they're, especially Michelle. Michelle will make fun of it. You can't wear a demi-wispy and call yourself a drag queen. So these are, I just wanted to show for the, those of us that aren't drag queens, something you can wear every day. Something
I
very
love that. You're
soft.
basically starting small and going bigger.
Exactly. This is, some drag queens like to call them training lashes, like training bra. Baby drag queens will use these lashes too.
Well, I
nice
think,
lash.
I mean, the way that you described it when we were doing this, it was really right on the spot to me. It's like sometimes, like where we ended up going, you don't want lashes that big. Like,
Right.
Sometimes you need a more subtle lash, but I also think a lot of men, I know DeMarcus said this before he left, and I've heard this a lot in my life, of especially female makeup artists saying, "Oh, I love your lashes,"
Yeah.
because oftentimes men aren't using their lashes for makeup and stuff
I said
a
it
lot.
to you the first time I did your makeup.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. It's like these little baby lashes, what are they called?
Demi-wispies.
Demi-wispies. And then what is that you're showing us there? That's
So this is the Duo Lash Glue. Duo Lash Glue is the best lash glue out there. Every drag queen will tell you that.
Okay, Duo Lash Glue and Demi eyelashes. These are the little babies.
The little baby, little soft, no makeup lashes. if you will.
Darter lashes, but
Yeah.
also maybe good for like if you've really processed your lashes a lot.
Yeah.
You've done a lot over the years, used makeup a lot.
Yeah.
What are those curler? You curled them
Yeah,
a lot.
lash glue.
And now you've got
curlers.
stubby little lashes.
Yeah, as I do.
These are kind of like the most like realistic looking replacements.
Yes. These are going to be the most
Right.
realistic looking, but they're not great for everything because, as you can see in my makeup on this, I'm wearing a much heavier wing, and so if I put these lashes on, you wouldn't see them, and I would just look lashless anyways. So it's just knowing about the right time to wear these lashes. So these are much softer. You'll actually see these lashes a lot more on like brides.
All right.
These will be their like eyelash extension.
Because you're
kind
not
of-
going va va voom as a bride. You're trying to sell that virgin
They
story
might,
still.
I will, but whatever.
That white
But
dress.
yes, your regular, chapstick and mascara bride who doesn't like a lot of whatever. What I did before this was I trimmed the lashes. That's going to
right.
be another big trick, another big tip. I wouldn't even call it a hack or a trick. It's just a part of the lash application. Lashes are made to a certain size, and they're pretty much universally, this big, whatever. But your eye's not that big, my eye's not that big, or my eye might be bigger or whatever. So you have to make it fit, and it's going to be more comfortable for a long wear. So trimming the lash to fit your eye is going to do, just so much.
And if you're a Disney character, you're going to get double pairs.
Yes,
You got to
absolutely.
go all the way around the eye.
All Bianca Del Rio on it.
Yes, top and bottom.
So now, have we moved up yet, or are these still the first lashes?
These are still the first lashes.
Okay,
it
that's
takes
perfect.
a minute to put lashes on, but
It does. And I'm glad that we're doing it this way because
Yeah.
it gives the audience a very realistic understanding of the time that it takes to do this.
exactly. I'm also using in all of them. Look at your gorgeous lashes now.
Oh my
You
god.
already have incredible lashes,
So
and then you put these
pretty.
on.
Stop. Who did that?
Oh my
Stop, Mariah. You're being
God.
silly.
Yeah.
It's magic. That's what I think that is.
Beautiful.
Can we also give a shout out to Katie DeBra, who paints, who my painter. She did the accent wall in here, and she did the pink ombre wall that's here in makeup.
Yes.
Such a pretty
Beautiful.
room. Thank you, Katie. You did
The
a good job.
removal is my favorite part.
Oh,
You
the
remove all
best.
two pairs, but the removal is
Yeah, the feeling of just taking them off. that-
yes.
It
The
kind
feel.
of the little tug that your your eyelid comes away from your eyeball, and then you have that very satisfying feeling of removing the lash.
Yes.
And then as your eyelid hits your eyeball again.
It's a very Madame Medusa in Rescuers when she takes her lash off. That every time I make sure to make it big and dramatic. But
I'm sure that's some young content that I don't know about. Madame Medusa and
the Rescuers, the from the '60s, the Disney movie.
Oh, the little
yes,
mice.
yes,
Yes. Okay.
She
I'm
takes
sorry.
her lashes off. I probably said that wrong. Okay,
I
so
love
this is our second lash. We did kind of a medium lash closer to what I'm wearing today. So this is gonna be like for a more dramatic look. This is gonna be for your fishy queens, the ones
Yes.
who like really want to look like women.
So
I
we
did-
need to explain that sometimes because we
Yes.
use language like fishy in the drag world is a good. Well, it's a good
You
thing
look
if you're
so
trying to look
fish.
very feminine. Like
Yes.
they're the most feminized, most like Crystal Versace is super
Yes,
fishy.
Plastic tiara.
Plastic
very,
tiara, yes.
Very fish. So, done the same thing I did. Pretty much most lash applications are going to be similar. You want to trim the lash. You want to make sure you put not too much glue on there. Enough that you get it on there, but not so much that you have to rip your own eyelashes off at the end of the night. And then I always use a tweezer.
Do you even use a tweezer on your own eyes?
Yes.
Okay, so
I
people shouldn't be scared to do
No.
that because I would be terrified to stick a tweezer near my eye.
No.
Are you supposed to get like
Boring. Exciting. Boring JD. Who's this guy? That's who you want to go out with is the one with the lashes.
Yeah.
That guy knows how to have fun. He's
Yeah,
a
he
party
does.
boy.
What were you going to say, Mariah?
so when you're like, because I feel like when I used to put on fake eyelashes, I'd try to get as close to the lash line as possible. Is
Yeah.
that what you're supposed to do?
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to get as close as you can get.
As close as you can possibly get, because then it will look the most natural.
And I did feel as you were doing it, sort of this like soft but little firm boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. It felt
Yeah.
like you were just going across, attaching it at different points.
Yeah. So I'll first.
Becky's
put
giving
it
me
on.
that nod of affirmation. Do you wear fake
Yes.
lashes, Becky?
Oh my goodness. I used to in theater. They would make us wear fake
Yeah.
lashes, but then one time I accidentally glued my eyes shut and I
Oh.
haven't gone back.
That's horrible. That's absolutely horrible.
That's a common problem.
Look at your face. Look at.
I mean,
incredible.
I mean, what a difference it makes, right?
Incredible. But yeah.
And
so,
this,
yes.
I'm trying to make
All
sure
the
you can
lash.
see them.
Look at them. Look at them beauties. But yeah, so
But,
to your point, I put them on. I first tack them down in the middle, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll grab them by the center and tack them to your eye, and then go and walk each piece and just
Right.
ever so slightly push it onto your lash, because then it'll stay all day. You know the most point of contact from the lash to your lash lid.
Cool.
Lash lid, eyelid,
Eyelid.
lash line,
Lash.
eyelid.
Do you know what latisse is?
Yes.
Okay, so I've had friends over the years who have done this, and then some of them, or one person I know, kind of was allergic to it.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that happening a lot?
Yeah, I mean any cosmetic
could
lot of-
happen,
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But they literally go in one lash at a time.
Yep.
But it lasts for how long?
The eyelash extensions, if you take care of them correctly, will last for quite a while.
Really?
But you can't like rub your eyes and
oh my
it's,
god, I could not do that.
no.
No,
So they're
I
called
wear too
eyelash
much eyeliner.
extensions.
Yeah. The
Okay.
latisse you're talking about is like a lash serum, like a growth serum
Ah,
that
I
you
see.
can put on to help grow your lashes.
And then there's another that doesn't that. It's just like literally one lash at a time.
One lash-
The
there's-
reason it's worth it is because it lasts a long time.
yes,
Okay.
those they're like a sleeve and they go right over your lash.
Got it.
It's interesting. It's
Interesting.
fascinating.
How
But then
long does
within
that take?
2 hours for the initial
Whoa.
application.
Gosh. Wow.
That's a long time
Yeah.
to have someone.
That's a pretty general. So what I'm doing here is what most drag queens will do. In fact, Trixie Mattel does it with 6 pairs, but we're doing it with 2 today.
We'll show that later.
Yeah, it's 2 pairs of lashes stacked on top of each other. We're gonna go onto the desk. It's a little easier. This one I couldn't quite get lined up because doing it for camera, it's a little harder. But all I've done is stuck them together with lash glue.
So
and
you literally just put one of the, and these are both the same kind of lashes. So
they're
was
2
just
different
one-
styles. So we've got one. The one I put on top has a lot more volume, whereas the one on the bottom has more length. And so the
I
benefit
see.
of stacking your lashes is you can fully customize what you want out of your lashes.
That's true.
Yeah, so they were my most dramatic pairs, and I kind of wanted to see what they look like together.
Like these are them right here.
Yeah, right
I know.
there.
I'm excited to
Yeah,
put
so
them back
they're.
on.
I can't wait to put them back on you.
They're also so fuzzy. I feel like they could be used for like other things, cleaning purposes.
Yeah.
Maybe try to get the
I'll-
like I could take it out to my car. You know when your air
Yes.
conditioner vents get all dusty. Like,
Yes. I'll sit
fun
here.
hack, fun facts.
You've probably seen me do it a few times already today. As I'll sit here and I'll kind of pet my lashes. It's just very calming.
I love that. Oh yeah.
It's just a soft little like.
is nice.
Wow, okay.
Now let me ask a couple of questions about eyelashes themselves.
Tell me.
First of all, how many uses do you think the average pair could get out of it?
Sorry.
Oh,
I got
you have an
distracted by the.
Oh,
Yes.
sad. Look at
Look at
that.
the
Scoot over,
lash.
RuPaul. There's a new drag queen in
Yes.
town.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's so crazy is with only having one on like this that you see. For anybody listening on the podcast right now,
Like, what's going
let me
on?
describe.
This looks wild.
We're watching Rachel apply different kinds of lash techniques to my face and my eyes, and this last round is double up stacked lashes that really is really like the va va voom that drag queens are going for a lot of times.
Your classic like I don't look like a woman, but I look like a man in makeup. Drag queen.
But then crazy enough,
they end up looking like women.
like gorgeous women.
Yes, I'm talking like Tu Wong Fu,
Yes.
like those drag queens
Yes.
where it's not quite,
Right.
but it's a drag queen. They're supposed to be a woman. It's the big comedy,
I
but not always comedic.
Personally, my taste for drag queens, and even for myself, if I'm in drag, is I don't want to actually pass as a woman. Oh my gosh, why did I do this?
Yeah, because Peanut Butter was on that one song.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, Lashes and
All right.
RuPaul makes JD very happy.
I
boy.
got up and started dancing, and Mariah panned down. If you're listening to the podcast right now and want to, go check out our YouTube channel.
You're gonna want to see this.
And all still with one thick lash on. It just
Yes.
looks like I was knocked in the side of the head with something, and they left like a little black
Yeah.
like a little black caterpillar was crawling across my face and died right when it got to my eyelid.
Exactly.
Until we put the second one on. Now, why do you weave it around in the air like that?
So when you're putting lashes on yourself, you can blow on the glue. You have to wait for the glue to get tacky. But because this is going onto your face, and even pre-COVID, I don't want to give you any of my germs through your eyes. So I will just
I
wave it
see.
around to get the
virus
tacky
off.
it up. Yeah, exactly.
No, I see what you're saying.
But if you're doing this on yourself, you can absolutely just blow on it. I blow on mine. Give it a.
Mariah, next time we're filming these segments, will you please just say little things like, JD, close your mouth? And
Yes,
We were
Oh
we were having too much fun.
but I did.
did.
Those are some thick, luscious
They're
lashes.
thick. And these
My
ones,
goodness.
yeah. These are.
Look at the way you're like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It just, you know what? It's crazy too, is when you see yourself with long, like glamorous lashes on, it gives you confidence.
It does.
Yeah.
It absolutely does. I'm now at a place in my makeup routine that I can't go without wearing lashes.
Right.
So
I'm almost there.
babe. It
I just
is
don't
a
have the time.
Sickness. Let's talk about the real pandemic that is wearing lashes every day. Yikes.
So,
yeah.
I think what people will be curious to know is, so for those that are joining us, we were just we're learning how to put lashes on in our segment, how to build a drag queen, how to build a queen. What are I think I was misinformed. I thought eyelashes were super expensive.
No.
No.
They can be. You can buy some very expensive mink or human hair.
Oh, ew.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They sell human eyelashes?
Like real.
Like some
Like real.
poor person like got their eyelashes ripped out of their head.
Wait, how do they get them?
I don't know.
Wait, are they when
Can
you
I
say
donate it?
Oh my
Can I
gosh,
make
we're
a
gonna
lot
have
of
to
money
look this
off
up.
I know. We're gonna have to
I
look this
thought it
up.
was just like human hair that came from the head. And
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just from. Oh yeah. No. It's just like the ends.
I
of-
thought they were like, people's
yeah.
eyelashes.
No. It's like human grows out of your hair head.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's a little bit.
We need to fact check this, but my roommate told me this story the other day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little gross, and we really need to fact check it, but I want to tell it anyways. Is eyelashes came from sex workers because this woman was having her customer happy ending all over her face.
Oh boy. Mm-hmm.
And she didn't wipe it off and took off bits of her own hair and glued them to her eyes, and they looked like eyelashes, and that's where false eyelashes came from.
Okay, when were fake eyelashes invented? I'm getting
I don't know if this is
source
real.
on
I
this.
just Googled it, and it says there is no evidence to support the tale that the 19th century London prostitute invented fake eyelashes.
Thank you.
Okay,
So I'm not
There
wrong,
you
but
go,
I'm not
folks.
right either.
The fact is, the story is out there,
Yeah.
but there's no evidence to prove. But here is what I have found.
Tell me.
In 1911, a Canadian inventor named Anna. Hold on. 'Cause-
Canadian last name.
No, actually. Sorry. You know what's great is whenever you look up an article and there's a portion of that article written on. Oh, and now there's ads popping up.
Oh my God.
I'm just going to say this. Artificial eyelashes are patented. In
Yes.
1911, a Canadian inventor named Anna Taylor patented artificial eyelashes. Her invention included glue-on lashes or strip lashes that were thought to be made from human hair. So there you go. There's the actual origin of eyelashes, and they are patented. Wow. That means
Yes. Yeah. I don't know how you work around that patent, but because there are hundreds of thousands of companies.
Well, what's interesting about patents is they can get very specific. Like
Yeah.
this eyelash using this kind of glue for this purpose. And,
Yeah.
I don't know a
Yeah.
ton about it, but
Patents are wild.
a true history of false eyelashes.
But yeah,
That's wild.
they're
Yeah, it's really widely known. Anna Taylor. Good job, Anna Taylor.
good job.
Get a
I'm
round of
sorry, I
applause
didn't know.
for inventing something that all us
So
gals
innovative.
are just in love with.
And
And I think it's one of those things like, okay, so here's my extension from this story.
Tell me.
What are your top 3 beauty products that you're like, I'm on a desert island and these are the only 3 I can take?
lashes, brow pomade, and mascara.
Oh, boom.
Knew that.
No hesitation. That's
Whoa.
our professional hair and makeup artist who knew.
Yeah.
So wait, say it slower. Lashes.
Brow pomade, so something to do my brows with, and mascara.
Okay. So is brow pomade like eyeshadow? Or-
It's like a hair pomade, but it's got color in it, so it'll help keep your
Okay.
brows in place.
All right. What about you, Becky?
Nice. Are we doing like skincare too, or just strictly makeup?
Oh, let's
Yeah, that's
keep it makeup,
yeah.
just so that it's a
Makeup.
more finite
Yeah.
pool of things.
Mascara. Mascara is my number one. I do not leave the house without mascara.
Right on.
Yep.
Mascara, blush, and I was gonna say chapstick, but that's like
I was thinking that too. I was
like
thinking
an
like,
essential. But if
Right.
it wasn't chapstick, then it'd probably be my powder.
okay, powder, blush, and mascara.
Uh-huh.
All right, Mariah. Mariah's like, I don't even wear 3 makeup items today.
Today I actually put on makeup. I
Yes,
don't
queen.
usually wear makeup, not because I don't like it. I don't know. I just like got into a habit probably during COVID. Like I
wonder-
just got into the habit of not wearing it.
Yeah.
People would not be surprised to find out that typically on any given day, I'm the one wearing the most makeup in the studio.
Yeah.
Not since I got here.
True story.
Yeah. Is chapstick, is that count?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, folks. So see, chapstick is definitely a makeup item. I think we should support that, especially if it's cherry. Do you remember Dr. Pepper flavored chapstick?
The lip smackers.
Also
Back
an
in the
eye-
day.
Also
Middle
an
school
eyebrow brush.
staple.
Yes.
What's that?
I need like an eyebrow brush always to brush my eyebrows. Like
Oh,
that's
okay.
really, I do that every day. I brush them on.
She's got
Gosh.
a routine.
So
Yeah.
so you said chapstick?
I guess like a brow pencil plus the brush, you know. Mine
Yeah.
has both pencil and a brush.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of mascara.
Yeah.
There you go.
I love brown eyeliner. I love to
Yeah.
put brown eyeliner because it really brings out my eyes.
Oh,
Yeah.
fun fact. I don't know what is mine. I would just whatever. I mean,
Lashes.
I don't even. I wouldn't be mascara. That's for sure. I hate
Backlashes.
mascara, but I would probably do lashes, lipstick, and blush.
Yes.
And then people would be like, maybe it was a prostitute that invented fake lashes. His name was JD. I don't know. I imagine if I was stuck on a desert island. Actually, if I was stuck on a desert island, I would want some makeup because I'd be bored.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
and
true.
It's
Something
a
to
fun
do.
hobby.
Yeah, that's
Really is.
what Halloween of 2020 was for me.
Really?
Stuck on an island with all of my makeup.
Oh,
Not actually.
I know,
my own
but
little
I see what
island.
you're saying. That's what it was like for so many of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of Halloween, I really do hope that West Hollywood brings back Carnival. These queens need something to do on that night.
Yeah.
I mean, how many years COVID, we get it.
Yeah.
Protect yourself, but it's time for get back out there.
I also hope that Pride this year is like back a little more, because
Right.
like understandably we haven't been able to do like a legitimate full-on Pride, and since I've come out I haven't gotten to go to like
Oh my
a full-on
gosh, we're
Pride.
so taking you.
So yeah, because like West Hollywood this last summer did like smaller things, like small events, but they haven't done the parade, right?
No,
a while.
in fact, we've had the mayor of West Hollywood on my
Yeah.
other podcast the last 2 years, Lindsay Horvath. Shout out to Lindsay. I hope you come on this show. We're gonna have you in soon. In
And
fact,
Seppi Shine,
we
she's
can-
a Persian
that's
lesbian, and she was so
right.
amazing.
And congratulations to her for making. Now she's in the latest board
Yeah,
member
yeah.
or council member
Yeah.
from WeHo, West Hollywood. Yeah. So the last couple of years they've just had a remote events, Zoom events to do for Pride. But I do believe this summer. I mean, God willing, I feel like we're a broken record. Every few months, I think the pandemic is going to be dying down. But I really pray that this summer is somewhat back to normal, because people need to go to Pride. They need to go out and have fun and be
People
proud.
need to get vaccinated.
You know what else is annoying? When toxic males say, "What do you need Pride for? What? I don't have straight Pride, hetero
Oh
Pride."
my God.
I'm like,
Oh.
Thursday at the mall is hetero Pride.
Yeah,
Like
The Super
everywhere in
Bowl
the
is
world.
hetero Pride.
Exactly. Like
Super
here's
Bowl.
hetero Pride everywhere.
literally.
But also, you're welcome to come to Gay Pride and be an
Absolutely.
ally. Like it can
man.
be your ally Pride too. So that's what I always say.
LA Pride is always over my birthday, and I have also never been.
You haven't? Okay, so clearly it's shaping up to be a GGT Pride excursion.
And manifesting our own float someday.
Oh, yes.
That's the sound of me getting really excited over doing something.
Stop.
I need a better.
Stop.
And that's 5 o'clock. Thank you all for coming.
Hello, you guys are great. I'm gonna go think about our Pride float. No, the second that Mariah was like Pride float, I mean that is.
Yeah.
Hey, can you imagine for what we're doing here, what that will represent?
That'd be so
like
cool.
to get to a place where we can take our show out of my basement and out into the public
Yes.
and put it on a float somewhere.
And we're live from West Hollywood.
Yes.
Oh, we'll totally be live streaming from the
Yes.
float. We can do that.
Yes.
Technology is so cool,
Let's
you
call
guys.
Lindsay.
We're calling Lindsay. I bet she's like, do it. I wonder how much it costs to have a float. I'm
Yeah.
sure it's a fundraiser.
Lisa Vanderpump does one every year.
Well, if Lisa Vanderpump can do it, I can do it. I mean, I'm a desperate housewife.
Hey.
Or not desperate. Horny. What kind of housewife is she? Not horny housewife.
A real one.
A real housewife.
housewife.
Well, real housewives are usually desperate and horny. Not really. I don't even know why I said that. That's not true.
Try the eggplant now.
There you go.
It keeps going.
And now it's time for another mindful moment. As you know, we have been celebrating the Super Bowl, the gay Super Bowl, happening in just a little while here in Los Angeles. And so we're leaving you with our third of the fourth Super Bowl players who actually played in the Super Bowl, who later came out as gay, but when they played, they weren't. But there were four. And here's number 3, Sarah Tuwalo. Alrighty then. That is our third mindful moment celebrating gay Super Bowl players. Sarah Tualo from the Atlanta Falcons. He was a defensive lineman in Super Bowl 33 in 1998. Tualo played for 5 teams, including the 1998 Falcons that lost the Super Bowl to the Denver Broncos 34-19. He has since been an advocate for LGBTQ people in sports, coming out as gay in 2003. In 2018, he helped create the Hate is Wrong organization with the mission to foster diversity in sports and anti-bullying among youth. It carries out this purpose in 2 ways. It helps deliver inclusion-based education across the country, including the Super Bowl Inclusion Panel, and it throws the annual Super Bowl Inclusion Party. So bravo and thank you. Oh, not laughter, but applause. Gotta figure that out. There we go. Sarah Tualo, good job. I think he's probably the most famous, like to me, out gay NFL player, like that used to play. He's I think he's Hawaiian or Samoan, maybe of descent.
What's the Super Bowl Inclusion Panel?
Yeah, that was actually really cool.
I've never heard of that.
So the Super Bowl Inclusion, so the organization is intended to spread education and awareness and to get people, especially athletes, into schools and stuff to be able to share stories of diversity and inclusion. But the annual party that they have for the Super Bowl is kind of their big thing. It's kind of like Vanity Fair has their annual Oscar party for Vanity Fair. This is their big event. To be completely honest, I dug and found that they did one in 2018, 19, 20, and 21. I couldn't find that they did one or are doing one this year. It's possible they are, but I wasn't able to see that. And a lot of stuff has been changed because of the pandemic and stuff, so maybe they're going and coming back, or maybe it's just run its course. But either way, if it helped any people along the way, we're grateful for it.
Right.
And we're definitely grateful that I was curious when we looked at the calendar and saw what was coming up after this show, the Super Bowl, whether there would be many gay stories connected to that big sporting event. And it was, I guess I shouldn't have been surprised, but I mean, there was lots of stories I couldn't choose. Like right now, not the current, but the former coach of the Bengals, which is the team that is playing against the Rams, just came out and has a quote and said that over his career as the coach of the Bengals, there were at least 3 closeted homosexuals on the team that he knew about. And I know that's true for at least one of them because I know someone who hooked up with a Bengal once. You know who you are. I won't say that name just to protect the innocent. But yeah, it was always our favorite story when this particular friend would be like, so, because, while they were in the NFL, this was not like postseason or out of, like, it was pretty scandalous back then. This was like, at least early 2000s. It was a long time ago. Yeah. So hopefully that player, who's certainly not in the NFL anymore, since the people in the NFL even call it not for long. That's what they say NFL stands for, because there's not a lot of players that have longevity. But I'm sure by now he's hopefully out and proud and doing his thing or whatever makes him happy. Yeah. So, what we like to do here is talk about drag queens. We were talking about eyelashes. And so on that note, Rachel and Becky and Mariah and I want to continue a little bit more about eyelash education. And this is Alyssa Edwards. She is one of my favorite drag queens. Shout out to Alyssa Edwards. She gets one of
Alyssa.
Oh, yeah.
We love Miss Alyssa.
Let's see if...
There we go.
Oh, yeah, that's a party. All right, we should do it like this. Hey, Alyssa Edwards. Let's hear about her. Wow. Yeah. So what are her lash? Tell us. Is this too loud?
A little.
Yeah.
No, we're good. We're good. So her lash is probably going to be more like the second. I think she would be considered like a fishy queen. She's a pageant queen.
Oh, she's a pageant queen,
yes.
100%.
Yes. So
pageant queens are fishy queens.
Yes.
But
so
they're pageant kind of fishy queens.
Right. The same way that like Miss America is
a pageanty.
Like, yes, it's beautiful women, but with extra eyelashes on or things like that. So it's kind of the same feeling. So she's going to be more on the fishy pageant side. So it's going to be kind of that second lash we looked at. So fuller, but not quite, right. But much bigger than a wispy.
So, different drag queens from the RuPaul, stratosphere of queens are known for different things. Yeah. And she is known she's known for her dancing. Yeah. She is literally a dancer and dance instructor, I think.
She had that show on Netflix. Texas. Did you watch that? Dancing Queen? I think
that's right. I think it's called Dancing Queen.
Great.
And she's never won, but she's one of the most famous drag queens
She
there
keeps
is.
getting brought back either as a
Exactly.
contestant or as like a, I don't know, like an expert, I guess you would call her.
She's famous for her
Yeah, back rolls.
back rolls. Oh yeah.
Yes. You look so freaking orange.
Yes, that is so
Yes.
true. Remember that? I can't remember. She said this one phrase that ended up a catch line in a song, and
Right.
she's just always got those one-liners. Gosh, God bless Alyssa Edwards. I would love to meet her. and
She
bring
did a
her in.
collab with Anastasia Beverly Hills called Beast.
She
has
did?
a palette called Beast. Yeah.
All right, that makes sense because every time the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race gets $100,000,
Yeah.
a year supply of Anastasia Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
I know. I watched the show so many times. I've memorized their whole gift package.
Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
Which is kind of cool if you think about it.
That's a lot.
Here's a fun fact: RuPaul's Drag Race UK,
Yeah.
no prize money.
Oh.
They're just doing it for the glory.
What?
If you go back, if you watch the other seasons, by the way, if people don't know, RuPaul's Drag Race is an international phenomenon. It's had 14 seasons. It's in its 14th season in America. They have a secondary show in America called RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, in which
Yes.
former competitors from the first show go on. Then they have RuPaul's Drag Race UK. It's
Mm-hmm.
in its 3rd season. RuPaul's Drag Race Canada is in its 2nd season.
Mm-hmm.
RuPaul's Drag Race Spain, Italy, and
Australia?
Netherlands, Australia, and Thailand. That is an empire,
Wow.
right? I think we talked about this once in the show, but it's such a big deal now that they now have this show out called RuPaul's Drag Race UK versus the world. And it's 4 or so queens. It's on right now. And there's a few episodes where, there's like half of the queens are from the UK.
Yeah.
And then the rest are from everywhere else.
Wow.
And it's kind of cool.
Where can you watch that?
Yeah.
You
where-
can watch it on WoW Presents. It's a downloadable
Yes.
app,
Okay.
streaming
Presents.
service that you pay for. And if you're lucky enough to be me, you're using your friend's login.
Can you share that?
Yeah,
I
right.
know, right? What's going on? I
Put
don't
it in
even
the
know
comments.
it. Every time I borrow someone's login for something, it's just like it's not. I should just get it because the anxiety is it going to turn on? Is it going
Right.
to turn on? And then God forbid, we're like, I really want to see something, and
Right.
it's not there, and then it's like, oh, I've got to go figure out how to sign up for this
Yeah.
program
Right.
now. So let's see. Okay, all right. Speaking of RuPaul's Drag Race UK, here is the last winner versus. Oh, spoiler alert! Crystal Versace. Okay, Crystal Versace is 19.
What?
And she won
Stop.
RuPaul's Drag Race UK.
Holy
19.
cow.
Yes.
She's the youngest winner, right?
She's the youngest winner ever. She might be 20 now. I'd have to look it up. But certainly when the show was on and I watched it, this is one of those, like 2021, you can go to YouTube and look at all kinds of videos
Yeah.
about RuPaul's Drag Race. And some of them will just take highlights from the 2021 RuPaul Drag Races. And it's like 7 different shows,
Yeah.
all their highlights. She is... she's like a drag prodigy, if there's such a
Incredible.
thing. Like she is so young, and she was not without competition. That was
Yeah.
a very fierce season. That she came out of the gates fast and furious, winning back-to-back challenges. She's just so stunning and
Yeah.
can do her makeup, and she's got her body down. It wasn't a flawless season for her. She was in the bottom a couple of times.
That's always more fun though. There's people-
I don't know. Bianca Del Rio is probably not
Bianca.
mad about
No.
never
Oh
being
dear
in
God.
the-
I was just gonna say.
She's never been. She's the
No.
only one.
Only ever safe or winning. God,
Safer
damn.
winning. Bianca Del Rio, the only one.
The
and
only-
then Sasha
incredible.
Velour, the season 9
Yeah.
winner, she was never in the top. She was always safe. That's her.
Always,
She was
yep.
always safe, and then she won.
Yes,
Because
which is
that
wild.
moment,
The
rose petals
the rose
off
petal
the
wig
head.
moment. Oh my God.
More spoiler alerts if you're 20 years behind on RuPaul's Drag
Right.
Race.
It's been out long
It's
enough.
been
If you
out,
haven't
yeah,
watched it, it's
exactly.
your fault.
Yeah, we only really need to do spoiler alerts for like current content.
Yeah.
Like right now, if you guys,
14.
if I told the world that like Zendaya, has an overdose on episode 5, like that would be a bummer. Who knows if it's true?
Okay.
JD.
It's not. I don't know if it's true.
I've
I don't
seen
know.
so many spoilers. Like I
It's not.
I went on.
No,
like,
I don't know. I don't want to give it away. But obviously, the whole show's about drugs, so it could be.
Right,
story
right.
point.
If you
But
go on
it's-
social media,
we'll see.
like after like Euphoria comes out on Sunday,
Angus
you're gonna see
Cloud live
spoilers.
tweets it. So
Yeah.
like as it's coming out.
Oh, I love him.
Who does?
Fez.
He plays.
Angus
Oh,
Cloud.
he live tweets
He
during
live
the
tweets,
show.
So it's
Oh my
hilarious.
Didn't
And
they
he-
ask him to stop or something?
No,
Did you see
he-
that?
I don't know.
Oh.
I
Because
didn't know.
everyone's getting alerts on their phone
Yeah.
that follow him. I
He's
see.
pretty good though about like
Being-
why is she driving like that? Okay, who's driving? Like it's not like a like I can't believe
So, in order for, does he only do it like as soon as the show drops?
Yeah.
So
He's
what
going
time does the
at
show drop?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. on Sundays?
PST. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
And so he'll
I love this.
30 minutes before Euphoria's going live, whatever. Like last week, he had to oops, my HBO expired. Hold on, and had to repay the bill or something. Or
Okay,
I don't know if he was serious.
HBO, you need to give your cast members a login account.
Right?
If the cast members aren't getting some free HBO,
Right.
Although in
Then
a
who
way,
else
I could
is?
see that being the point. It's like HBO is so good,
Exactly.
even our cast has to pay for it.
Exactly.
But guess who
now,
doesn't?
How true was that?
Everyone I've given my password to.
Yeah, exactly. They're all on Zendaya's
It's so
account.
common. It's like I feel like nowadays everyone's sharing so many things, and then it does to me. It's like the rising tide lifts all boats. You know, like as long as you're on it, you're gonna get hooked on the content, and then one day
Totally.
that password's not gonna work for you, and guess what? You're gonna pay for it.
Totally.
So if you're not paying right now for this content, it's okay. Come in for free. At first, it's all gonna be free.
Exactly.
Well, Netflix is doing this thing now where they're hunting locations. So if there's
Yeah.
one location that has it and one of them doesn't, and they're on the same account, they will log the other one off.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
if more and more streaming services start doing that, we're gonna be forced to have to buy our own.
Right.
account.
Yeah.
The horror.
Right.
Now another scare. That's what I say to buying your
Exactly.
own.
Remember
Boo! Oh yeah.
when?
Let's
There
go.
we go.
Someone want to box me?
Yes.
Because
Let's go.
but I do so many stream. Like I have
Yeah.
the Peacock. I've got the Paramount Plus. I've got all Hulu, YouTube TV, HBO Max, Apple.
Yeah.
I mean, and
There's a
so
lot.
my boyfriend, yeah, that's complicated. He and I still share a lot of our different sign-ons, and it's even between the two of us, it's still we've got so many.
Yeah.
But I still think it works out better than those old cable subscriptions.
Yeah, it does.
Don't you think?
It really does work out. In my apartment I live with, there's 5 of us, including me. And
That's especially good when you can split with roommates.
Yes. So it's split. My one roommate she has the HBO, Paramount, and something else. But the Paramount is actually her brother's fiance's, and then HBO is actually her dad.
Oh yes.
And then Stars and Showtime is hers, but the Disney Plus is my parents. And then
Oh my God.
yeah,
Share the
we've
love.
got
You just reminded me that I signed up for Showtime on a whim. I wanted so much to see something. I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was the latest season of Billions. But I need to remind myself to go
yes.
and check
This is
that
your reminder.
subscription.
Check your
It was
subscription.
a 2-month free trial.
Yes.
We'll see where I am in that
That's
2
how
months.
I watched all of season 7 was coming out of Game of Thrones. I
Yes.
watched 6 seasons in 3 weeks because I had a 4-week trial.
Yes.
And then-
Girl was motivated.
Oh my
I love
God.
it.
I was every day, everything I was doing my makeup, watching Game of Thrones, washing dishes, watching Game of
Yes.
Thrones. You can get a lot done. They need if they're not careful, you could watch a lot of shows in 3 weeks.
I'm gonna put that trial to the test.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wonder-
24 hours. Just
This
always
is
HBO.
This is a good fodder for a stand-up comedy routine.
Yes.
How many shows can I watch on each free trial?
Yes.
Let's put it to the test.
Yep. You have to wait till the whole show is out, and it's oh my God, it's wild.
Oh, I love this next drag queen that we're talking about.
Yes, bring her up.
This is Simone. She is the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race season 13, the reigning queen, the reigning winner right now because we're in season 14. So she'll be handing her crown off here in a few weeks.
I saw this picture earlier, and at a quick glance, thought it was Rue.
Oh, yeah.
Very quickly, it was that's an old picture. of
Actually,
Rue. That's
yeah.
not Rue. Like in Tu Wong Fu, that
Right.
era of Rue. That's what she looks like.
And even the outfit sort of a nod and the hairstyle and everything.
Totally.
For those
The
listening on the
blonde.
podcast, we're looking at Simone. She has long blonde hair cascading down one shoulder. And what would you call that top? That's a kind of top, right? That has a little, not a halter top, but what is that?
The tank top.
Okay.
A strap top.
It's a
strappy
beautiful.
top.
She looks like it could be.
There's a lot of buttons.
Like a little French maid inspired.
Yeah, like sailors.
I was gonna
right?
say nautical.
Yeah.
nautical. I see that in there.
It's gorgeous.
And can you see her eyelashes from where you are?
Kind of, yeah.
Are they?
got it up on the
Are
line.
they?
These again are gonna be kind of that middle. Not a lot of drag queens are gonna have that first pair of lashes I put on you.
No.
Not any good ones, anyways.
Not unless they want to get.
Talked to by Michelle
Exactly.
Massage. But yeah, so she probably has a few stacked on there because you can tell that it's a little bit wispier and fuller at the same time, which sounds wild and like an onomatopoeia or whatever the hell you call it. But but it is those are stacked. Those are definitely stacked.
She is. I don't know if you watched this season. Did you watch the season?
I am so behind on Drag Race.
Oh,
I am
girl. Let me
so
tell you
behind.
that one of the common challenges for the maxi challenge, for the big challenge for the girls, is to do a runway that is representative of where they come from. Like,
Yeah.
show us your home, your home in your drag.
Yes.
And she did this look that was so iconic. It's a do-rag, like, what a like a like sort of cap, and the length of the back of it had a train that went back like 20 feet from that to satin trains. We gotta,
Yeah, I
you
wanna
gotta
see this
see
picture.
it. It's so intense,
That's
and it was
incredible.
It is not a surprise that so many fashion designers and like that drag queens get invited on a tour to the Met Ball
Yes.
and like Aquaria.
Yeah.
And they're
I think Valentina went that year too.
Valentina.
Yeah.
Oh, how is she? Valentina. I
Valentina.
love her.
I'll keep it on, please.
Okay. If any, I keep it. I prefer to keep it on. If you don't know what that's a reference to, you got to watch
Oh, you were way behind.
season 7. What season was she? No,
Babe, like 10.
maybe it's more recent. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was my favorite to win that season before that incident. My favorite thing about
She should have
Valentina
at that point.
is that she is a star.
Yeah.
In her own head and in the world now she
Yes.
is as well. But she's one of those people who, like, you've met these kind of movie stars, or maybe not met them, but when you've heard them
Yeah.
give interviews where they're like, I just always knew I was going to be
Yeah.
famous. I always knew I was born to be a star.
And it just fits them so well.
And she owns it in
God.
such a and she's so professional, and
Yeah.
those details. If you don't know, we should look up a photo of Valentina and throw her up as well,
Stunning.
because she is.
Look at her.
Aw,
Look at her.
I
Upsetting how
know.
beautiful she is.
Um.
She was in The Heights.
Oh, really?
In Boy. She wasn't a drag queen, but she was in The Heights.
Really?
She's one of the
I had no
people.
idea.
Yeah,
I
she's
didn't
one of
know
the people
that.
in the beauty parlor during the "You didn't hear this from me" that
Oh
part.
my
I gotta go back and check that out.
It's
I didn't
very
realize
quick.
that was
They
her.
do a quick during
Is-
one of the phrases. They're like fluffing his hair or whatever, and they come in and then they come right back out. But she's in there.
That is, I love these fun facts. These are just exactly the kind of things I like jot down, and I'm like, oh, I want to go check that out later. I really do love it.
So good.
Oh, look what
at
you
her.
did! Oh, the
Oh
home
my
audience.
goodness.
Okay, so if you're able to watch this, you're checking out
okay.
Valentina. She looks.
I want to talk about her makeup in general.
Yeah, please do. Let's leave this up for a second, because this is really. I mean,
Her makeup
Wow.
is this beautiful blend of that is a woman, but that is a drag queen.
mm-hmm.
She has this beautiful way of doing that is a comically large eyeliner.
Yes.
And if I were to show up in that, I feel like all of you'd be like,
But it
"Girl."
works.
But it works. And the way she knows her own face.
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't it when she went on Drag Race, she'd only been doing it for like a year?
Was
it
she
was
one
a
of those queens? It
ridiculously
might have. She
short
might have been
amount
one
of
of those
time.
queens. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not in this one, but the way she does her eyebrows is she'll do most of her eyebrow in that blocky way, but then draw almost as
Mm-hmm.
animated lines. And it's like, how are you can't tell me that's not a woman in there. You can't tell.
There's
Glamour shots.
I wish I didn't suck with words, but just the way that she
No, I see.
looks
It's like
a
she's
woman.
in touch with that feminine
Yes.
artistic, she has the talent to make herself look. By the way, this is worth mentioning. Anytime I'm talking about a drag queen in drag,
Yeah.
I use the pronoun her and she.
Yes,
When I'm
exactly.
talking about a drag queen out of drag, unless they are trans or
Yeah.
unless they have specifically said that their pronouns are something else,
Yeah.
I refer to them as he and him.
Did you hear me struggling when trying to tell you that she's in the movie?
Exactly. She was
She's
the
in
he.
as a boy,
exactly.
So is that a he? I don't know. Anyways, but she does this beautiful job of marrying the fishy pageant queen with
Mm-hmm.
the comedy of Trixie Mattel's makeup.
But glamour, glamour, glamour.
I think this is what Trixie thinks she looks like in her head.
But I will say, Trixie Mattel also maybe worth pulling one up.
We got one.
She's in there.
You've got them all lined up.
Oh,
I love this.
sweet.
Let's just fly through some drag queens. We only have a
Yes.
few minutes left here.
And Valentina was
Oh,
season 9.
there's Trixie Mattel.
9.
Oh, and Valentina was
And she
season
was
9.
on All Stars season 4.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And All Star was. We fell in love with her on season 9. All Stars is when she.
She redeemed herself
Yes.
and was like, I should have learned the words. I was a little too big but she won. Didn't she win All Stars 4?
No.
No.
She's never won. All Stars 4 was. Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
Is that the one where That's not the one where Trixie won.
Trixie won
Trixie
3.
won- yeah.
Trixie won 3.
Alaska won 2. Chad Michaels won 1. Who won
Wait,
4?
this is the newest one, isn't it?
No, they're on 6 now, or they've finished 6. They're on 7. Will be the next one to come out.
I am so.
There was 2. There was Trinity the Truck.
Yes, that's right.
Trinity.
And Monet
Exchange.
Exchange.
Yes, they
That's
both
right.
won.
They tied season
That's
4.
right. How did we forget?
I can't remember why Valentina went home, but let's talk about Trixie Mattel. But
Yes.
Trixie Mattel is one of these queens who has a signature look.
Yes,
Like
you put like even in the most horribly done version of this makeup, you know it's a Trixie makeup.
Yes, and I will say that this is probably the most glamorous her look can look.
Yes, this is for one of her albums. I can't remember which one.
Oh, I see.
But they talk about she's shooting this in moving parts. If you haven't seen that, you need to see that.
Okay,
Her documentary on Netflix called Moving Parts. I've watched it 4
writing
times.
it down right now.
It's incredible.
I'm putting it on my app.
It goes through the whole like when her and Katya were fighting and like her writing her shows, and it just follows her. And it's also when she finds out she wins All Stars 4. She's at the bar. She didn't find out till everybody else did.
Really?
Watch
Oh, that's
it.
right. They film a different ending.
They
That's
film, like,
fun
3 different
fact. People
endings,
don't
yeah.
realize that these shows so that the spoiler doesn't get out, they film every person winning, and then they only air the one of.
Yeah.
So
Well,
she won 3,
sometimes
right?
She even said, I think, that her season Rue didn't even know who was gonna win. So Rue hadn't even decided. So they filmed her winning, they filmed Kennedy winning, and then they filmed a tie.
Right.
She says that in the documentary that they filmed it that way, and then she found out with everybody else at the bar that she won.
And I think that is pretty standard. Like I've heard,
Yeah.
even at before COVID, and they would have the big party at Orpheum downtown,
Yeah.
the big finale party. Even that, in front of a studio audience, they film all 3 people winning,
Yeah.
which is kind of crazy if you think about it. How hard would it be to be in that moment,
Yeah.
be so excited, but kind of faking it?
Yeah.
Because you don't
Yeah.
really know if you won. They all have to fake it.
Exactly.
That is very
So-
interesting.
And you have to then fake the I didn't, you really have to okay, I didn't win this.
But you
person
could
won. But you could have
So
won.
true.
But you could have, but you don't know, but you could have. You may have.
I don't know. Sometimes you look in their eyes because they all think they won.
Absolutely.
And they all look so happy for the other person winning. I'm like, you just think you won.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think that's really fun, actually.
Crazy.
Did we, who was, oh, there we go. Simone. So remember I said they had that do-rag?
Yeah.
Is that proper to say that?
Yeah.
Do-cap?
Yeah.
Do-rag?
Do-rag.
Do-rag that starts at the head and this gorgeous, aqua satin. And
That's
the train from the
beautiful.
do-rag comes stacked behind her. In this photo, it's cascading down 1, 2, 3, 4 stairs. So that gives you an idea of how long it is. And yeah, she was epic. It's sometimes just like this season.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch and you're not hooked on Willow Pill and Angeria, Paris, Van Michaels, the current clear front runners on the show, then you're not watching the show. Like, it's so obvious. I know
Yeah.
I don't like the phrase. I like to think of them as beginner queens or like on their way queens.
Yeah.
They call them filler queens.
Yeah.
Like when queens that, just don't have the experience or the skill level
Yeah.
that some of the more veteran queens. And it isn't about time,
No.
like you said. It's queens like Aquaria and
Yeah.
like Crystal Versace and stuff
Yeah.
that they kind of wake up. They pop out of the womb.
They've thought about it for a
ready-
long time, but haven't actually done it.
And so it isn't
For a
always
long
about time. It's about that. Some people are good at different things too.
Yeah.
Comedy queens maybe
Yeah.
aren't the best painters, but
No.
but certainly everyone who makes it to the level of RuPaul's Drag Race has something to show.
Absolutely.
And so
Those Olympic qualifiers. You make it to the qualifier, but you don't make it
Exactly.
to the Olympics.
And these days, it's not even bad to be the first one kicked off.
No.
Because now there's a whole spin-off show about that. Or there was an episode where they brought all the first people.
Yeah.
The first people voted off back for therapy. And then
funny.
if you don't win, but you're a runner-up, that's almost the best thing.
Well, you still, no matter
gonna be
where
back.
you place, you still go to work the world.
Yep.
You still get to tour with everybody.
Yep.
Everybody is still going to know your name. I mean, it's like all of these reality competition shows. It's actually sometimes better if you don't win, especially American Idol.
Yes.
It was better to not win because then you weren't stuck in a 5-year contract.
Well,
Ooh.
not only that.
Girl.
Well, that's a little different. I think
Yes.
these contracts that these drag
These
queens
contracts
sign
are
are
very different.
insane.
Yes.
But if you don't win, or this season, it's happened a couple of times. Like Eureka, she
Yes.
was injured, went
And
away,
they
and
offered
came
her
back.
on the spot. Yeah.
Same thing with Cornbread. Cornbread just went home injured from this season.
Yum.
Okay.
And then
hungry.
she'll be back.
I know that does sound really good.
Cornbread. I was like,
Sorry.
Cornbread. She has a longer name. Cornbread something jeté.
Yes.
But if
But yeah.
I mean, I know these things aren't planned. I'm not that big a cynic. But if
No.
you think about it, if I was on the show, I might have a little. If I make
I
it,
might throw myself around a little bit.
Because let's be honest, if you make it 4 or 5 episodes in, you're probably going to make it that far in the next time you're back. And so,
Probably.
yeah, exactly.
It's not a stretch. No, yeah, it's wild.
It really is. It's fun. It's a fun show. I knew it was going to be a show that we talked about a lot here on Gals, Gays, and Days because I love it.
Speaking of drag queens, if you guys haven't seen, everybody's talking about Jamie. It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay, Bianca's in that, isn't she? Bianca Del Rio?
I think she does have a cameo.
Because
right?
she's on all the posters.
Actually, yes, there is
Is that the performance?
Yes. There's when Jamie does his first like performance as a queen.
Yeah.
There's like I think 2 or 3 pretty popular drag queens that make cameos. I can't think of their names.
It is.
Okay.
It's so great to see drag queens branching out and doing more stuff.
Have you seen? Like the last 5 things that have come out that have had a drag queen have had Drag Race people on it. Star is Born had Willem and
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Chef. Hallelujah.
Oh yeah. Shangela.
Good Lord, I am so sorry,
Shangela.
Shangela. That had those 2. Dumplin had Katya and Jinx and someone else. AJ and the Queen had all of the queens.
Bunch.
Oh, that was
The HBO show We Are Here.
Yes, that's
features,
great. Eureka Bob and Shangela,
Shangela.
which is great. But like in narratives, like they're the ones being brought up, and it's so good.
The fact that you're
love
able to
seeing them
cite
there.
all of this stuff shows me what a big fan you are. So the fact that you're able
knowledge.
not to be caught up in season 14 is so interesting to me.
Okay, so the fact that I'm not into it right now is only because I tried to get a WoW Presents and it's not on WoW Presents, and I
Oh.
don't have anyone who has. I haven't.
All
done my
right. Well,
proper
folks,
research.
obviously we have to go. We have to go upstairs and watch Drag Race
All
now
of it.
while Rachel's here.
Let's go. We're just gonna tuck in and we're gonna
Actually,
watch it.
Funny
all.
enough, we do actually have to wrap up here pretty soon. And you know that Mod Pod and all of my Mod Pod GGT family are welcome here anytime, including to watch Drag Race.
Yes.
That brings me so much joy. For our eyelash segment today,
Yes.
we blasted RuPaul music in the background because we knew that would get us in the mood.
Yes.
And we are going to have many more segments from that show, from our show within a show here, How to Build a Queen. Probably the next one we'll do on either something fashion-y or how to walk in heels. I think that'll be a kick.
Oh, I want to watch
It
it.
took me a while to master that. I don't think I've mastered it, but I definitely have learned not to fall as much.
Good. That's
and
all
not to
it
look
is.
as much like a moose in heels.
That's all it
Great
is. Heels is just not falling down.
Punk. It really is. It's if you can make it. So fun fact, for the last time that I performed in drag was for a dear friend, Mindy. Shout out to Mindy. She and her husband Glenn had this big Great Gatsby theme party, and for her previous birthday a few years ago, Michelle and I dressed up her 2 best friends as the queens from. As the Wicked Witch of the West and Glinda, the Good Witch of the
Is that
North.
that picture?
Yeah, that's the
Yes.
photo
Oh my
in there.
That picture's everything.
So it got me hooked kind of on that presentation form. So when we went to her Great Gatsby party, Michelle and I decided to do it within the context of the first time. So we brought back Elphaba and Glinda,
Amazing.
but we just reimagined them for 20s flapper styles.
Yes.
So what would Glinda have worn as
my
a 20s flapper style, or what would Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West? People don't know that all the time, that the Green
Yeah.
Witch, her name is Elphaba.
Yeah.
If you've
Wicked
seen
on
Wicked,
Broadway.
if you've seen Wicked, you know
the
her
book,
story.
yes.
The backstory. Yes. And so we had a fantastic time.
Amazing.
But what was the reason I brought this up was to say that something about
Heels?
Heels, that's right.
Heels.
Thank you, Becky. Becky's brain is the youngest, and so it's had the least
Oh.
damage. For the first time I performed in the show, it was from the 2018 time. I had these like stage pumps, the little kitten pumps on. No
Yeah.
one could see them. I had a big ball gown on.
Yeah.
But I wanted to crank it up a notch for this Gatsby party. So I go over to DSW like I own the place.
Of course.
Like I'm walking up with so many women's shoes. These people working there were like, "What are you doing?" And then one was like, she had the look on her face of like, "This does not surprise me
No.
at all." She's like, "I can see your shoe size and I'm going to show you what you want." And
Yes.
I'm like, "Thank you." And she took me. So fun fact, if you have a size 9.5 or 9 to 9.5 men's. You're at 11 and a half women's. And that is the last size that they do at DSW. And all the 11s, because you're basically, have a big foot for a woman, and I'm a big-footed woman. They have a different color size. So all the 11s pop out. And all of a sudden, I was like, it was this like euphoria. I was like, oh my gosh, this is Nirvana. I can see all the shoes that are going to fit me. And I got these shiny ones. I'm going to take you upstairs and show you these in a second. And
Are they the ones from the TikTok? Were you going to
Yes.
Euphoria High School?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And I thought they were so comfortable. When
Good.
No, I was wrong.
Oh.
I'm an inexperienced high heel wearer. I didn't know that which feels comfortable for 5 minutes can kill you after 55 minutes. And so
After 10 minutes.
everybody told me, I was like, no, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. I shit you not, at the end of the night, and I took my shoes off, and I was wearing pantyhose, and and on my feet there was a cut in this place I'd never ever had a cut before, and 3 women in the room like, you're a real woman now.
Yes.
They love it. I have to find that photo. But
Good.
literally,
That's
you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Your
Yep.
shoe touches on the top in a way, and I didn't realize it was rubbing, and
Yep.
all of a sudden now I'm bleeding, and then it bleeds into your pantyhose, and then it dries in the pantyhose, and it's like a crusty dead spot in your foot.
Welcome to being a woman.
Yeah, that's what they said. That is funny.
Oh my God.
That's life as a woman.
amazing.
Everybody, we sure appreciate you being here with us today. Did anybody want a final word? Is everybody good? You want to say goodbye to our dynamos?
Dynamos, you were great. Thanks for talking to us.
Exactly, and
This is
blowing up our live
great.
chat.
Sorry if we didn't respond. We had so much to talk about today.
Welcome to the crew, Becky. We're excited to have you here. Your
Thank
first day on the
you.
show, and Mariah, as always, my right-hand woman, the yin to my yang,
What a queen.
the left to my right, the dumpling to my potato.
Oh.
I don't even know what that means,
That's a
but
new
it sounds great. 2 peas in a pod. All of us here at Gals, Gays, and Days are so grateful that you decided to take some time with us today. You're welcome back because you definitely belong here. And remember, don't let perfection be the enemy of fabulous. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.